Hello, chat. Hello. Welcome to another Ninja Gato interview. Today, I have a very special guest. It is my awesome friend. It's Circuit! Hello, Circuit. Hello, 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 hello. How are you today? How are
I'm
you?
doing good. How are you?
We're doing good. And then I gotta get that one tick of volume, which is always a challenge. I like. Where are we right now? Where are we right now?
Huh?
The scene. Like,
Oh,
is this your
it's my
garage? Your
yeah.
lair?
It's my chambers, but it is basically my garage down bottom, and it's my sleeping area up top. I
Ah,
sleep where I work.
you sleep where you work. You're
hmm
dedicated. You are dedicated.
Yeah, there's not a
That's
lot of rooms in the underground anyway, so I had to make the most of my space.
mm, so you live in the underground. Understandable.
hmm
Understandable. So the first thing I do is I shout out the guest. Do you have my stream open by chance? Are you able to see my stream?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to shout you out, and my shout out module is going to play a random clip from your channel. This is why I love
Oh,
it.
I'm
It's
I'm
like roulette.
scared.
Yes, we'll see what comes up, and you're going to have to
Oh
provide us
God.
more context of what comes up.
All right.
Here we go.
Listen,
Here we go.
if someone is very attractive, please don't be a
I'll
bad
do
one.
Scooby Doo phrases to them because how else am I supposed to
Oh my.
express to them that they're attractive?
You're high.
Wait, 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 wait,
Come
wait,
on,
wait, wait,
zoinks,
wait,
zoinks.
wait, 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 wait. If somebody's attractive, your go-to is Scooby-Doo phrases. Please explain. Please explain.
You ever see someone who's really just attractive and all you can say is zoinks? Like they look so good and you just have to go rut row, but like endearingly, it's like golly, you look good, great googly moogly, stuff like that. I think I forgot what I said, but one of my friends popped in and they are very attractive. And the first thing I said was zoinks, great googly moogly. And my child was like, what? And I was like, well, let me give you some Riz tips. Zoinks, you know? And it worked. It
Zoinks.
worked. hmm
Wait, it worked? You successfully riz people up with Scooby-Doo
Yeah.
noises?
Yes,
Really?
it adds to my charm.
I'm gonna have
She
to
said
try
she
that.
blushed. She said she blushed, and that was my W. And I was explaining to my chat how it worked. You know, that's just my go-to.
Mm.
It's it's boring to just be like, "Hey, shoddy," be like, "Hey, shoddy." That's boring. You have to go zoinks. You look
Zoinks.
amazing. Rut row, rut row. Other phrases from like
Mm.
Scooby Doo. You have to mix it up.
You do. You do.
I'm also very
Also,
unpredictable.
yeah, taking notes. Yes, I will take that. I might actually try that sometime. I might actually try that sometime.
Because then it makes them chuckle too.
Man, Scooby
I
Doo's like
believe.
been around for a while. Like, so that
Yeah.
like transcends multiple generations too.
hmm
Yes, yes.
Everyone knows what Zoinks is from.
Zoinks, yeah. Scoobs, yeah.
Zoink Scoob, you are very attractive. And then if it fails, it still makes them chuckle so that you can play it off.
I will say, if you can make them laugh, you're in. Like, you're in.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
ah, very nice, very nice. Uh, all right. So the after your channel's pinned, but after I usually do that shout out, the first question I ask is the lore behind the name. Can you tell
Okay.
us what inspired your channel name? It's Circuit.
So my name has gone through a bunch of different changes over my years as a VTuber. I can
Mm.
explain the past two, which was just Bia and then it was It's Circuit. Just Bia was the spelling looked like it was just B, like BEA, short for Beatrice, right? Before my lore changed a little bit. So it was just Bia because like I didn't want to do some like extra like I wanted a name that was memorable or like, easy for people to remember and roll off the tongue. So just Bia was nice. But Just Circuit, when I changed my name to Circuit, Just Circuit didn't sound the same to me. It just something was off about it. I didn't like it. So I was just like, being Just Circuit is just not it. So I was like, it's Circuit because it's me. It's just me. That's basically it. It's just me. So
Mm,
Just Circuit didn't roll off the tongue enough. It's Circuit rolls off the tongue better. And people just call me, Circuit anyways. So it's
Circuit.
me. It's
Okay.
basically a way of me saying, it's me. That's it.
Nice.
Very simple.
Nice. Okay. Um. Also, I'm a cat. Like, I'm just an orange cat. Like,
Mhm.
that's my model. Can you give us, an overview of your model and tell us the inspiration
Yeah.
behind it?
Yeah. So this is what I fully look like.
Mm. Damn, you got some abs.
Yeah, I sure do. Yep. Working in the underground, and fighting robots is a workout, and it's a lot of work. So, this is one of many designs that I've had. This is the second version of Circuit. Actually, no, this is the first version of Circuit.
Mm-hmm.
Which if you see on my pants legs, there's an Easter egg from when I used to be called Bia, but
Okay.
it's spelled differently because I just thought that was cool. So this is the first design when I swapped from being Bia to being Circuit. And I wanted to just incorporate a lot of the electricity parts of my lore and backstory, as well as the racer theme, because that is what I am, a street racer and stuff. But
Okay.
the next, I if you guys would like to see, I wanted to do a little new model spoiler. Not
Oh,
really.
you're gonna do a
Um,
teaser for your next model update?
hmm Yeah. So the next design was really honing in on the street racer esque part
Mm.
of my model and design that I've been working on for the better half or the better part of basically a year.
Oh. Oh, I love the
Mhm.
hair. I love the hair.
Thank you.
That's
Yeah. So
gorgeous.
this is Circuit 2.0. But
Mm. That's pretty
so
badass.
thank you.
And you made the model yourself. You've learned a lot
I
of 2D.
designed it,
Okay.
but I had the same model mama as before because working with Didi has been like an amazing. Oh, please ignore that. That was the wrong button. I didn't mean to press that one. Working with Didi has been literally amazing. She captures, not to go on a tangent, but it's hard to find good model parents as a person of color. Especially as a black person, it is
Mm-hmm.
difficult to find someone to capture the hair texture, and also just the skin color properly. So once I found Didi and worked with her, I've worked with her now for like a year and a half. I haven't gone anywhere else because it's just I trust her so much to
Oh,
capture
nice.
um uh, my designs and stuff because I can't draw. So when I was making the mood boards for this outfit and the one from before, literally it's just a Pinterest mood board with like a long wall of text of descriptions, and she always captures it on the first try every time. So for this outfit, I really wanted to go with more of the grunge kind of street racer look
Mm-hmm.
instead of looking like just a normal racer, because
Yep.
there's a difference. So I wanted to go with that a lot more.
I gotcha. Awesome.
Mhm.
I also noticed you have wings and an electric theme. Can you elaborate about
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, so I am a killer bee mutant, or metahuman, however want to slice it. The wings are embedded in my back. Well, there's a device embedded in my back. You can't see it, but on my references and on all of my like lore tidbits, it's mentioned. I have a device on my back, embedded in my back, where my wings come out of because they are powered by the electricity in my body. Um, so I can
Mm.
turn them on and off whenever I want. I don't remember which hotkey it was actually, so
Yeah,
that's the wrong
Sunmu
one.
says you can totally see that outfit speeding by through Cyberpunk City all night. Yeah, at night.
I have I don't remember which one of my hotkeys it is. I have a lot. That's the wrong one. I can turn my wings on and off basically.
Mm.
And then the marks on my body are double entendres. I think that's the phrase I'm looking for. They are based off of Lichtenberg scars, but they're also representative of stretch marks because I have stretch marks in real life. So
Yeah.
I wanted to incorporate that somehow. And I just like the thought that I've used my powers enough through my fingertips that it's starting to like create the Lichtenberg scars over
Mhm.
time. I think that's sick. So I wanted to put that there. So yeah, I have the electric theme stuff
That's pretty awesome. This is a fun
because that's
model.
the my power set. Yeah, and also on my hip, that little hilt, it is my katana. It's
Oh.
built. Think about like a lightsaber. It's basically that. It is also powered by my electricity, like the blade itself.
Mm.
So only I can use it. So if someone steals it, it'll be useless. Just like my bike. I can power my bike with my electricity, and if someone steals that, it's very, very much useless.
I gotcha. I gotcha. That's insanely amazing, says Mayvox. True, Mayvox. True. Okay. And what do you call your community?
Zaplings.
Your Zaplings. Okay. So
Mhm.
Zaplings. Mine are Gatos, so I will say Gatos and Zaplings. What an incredible model we're looking at.
Thank
That's a
you.
lot of fun. And I can't believe you had a teaser release on my stream. So thank you for that. That's
Mhm.
very cool. And this will be a YouTube video, so I will share it with you. You're welcome
That's
to make
completely fine. Yeah.
Yeah, you're welcome to make as much content out of that YouTube as you want. So,
Okay.
um well, hello. Okay, so the second question after the lore we ask is hardware configuration. What hardware do you use to operate your stream? Like mic, computer,
Oh.
specs, stuff like that.
Um. So my computer is I built it myself. I have actually, I'm glad I was prepared for this. I wrote down my specs because I don't remember, so I had to write them down.
Hmm.
um so my microphone, I use a Fifine XLR mic because it is very much affordable, and I don't have, not everyone, I'm not built of money to buy like super expensive like electronics. So I got the Fifine microphone in the XLR mixer, which is very
Hmm.
simple mixer. It doesn't have like all the bells and whistles. It works well enough for me.
No,
I
your
have an
audio's great.
Acer.
So your audio's great.
Yeah, filters. I need to get a better program to use filters outside of streaming, but it works well for what it is. Thank God.
Hmm.
But my computer is my monitor. I have an Acer 21.5-inch HD, ultra thin one, and then I have an AOC curved frameless gaming monitor, which is my main one that I use. And my Acer is a little bit smaller, so it's my secondary monitor. And I'm planning or hoping to get like a wireless screen, which is like a cheaper version of a monitor, to have as a third screen, mostly for chat, to have it horizontal and or have like Discord over there too. Um, my
Hmm.
case, I wanted a blue one so badly because baby blue is one of my favorite colors. But the funny enough, the cheapest one I could find at the time was a Piva Crusader mid tower gaming case in pink, which is crazy because pink gaming stuff is never the cheapest. It's always the most
Yeah,
expensive because
yeah.
they
Usually
cater to the gamer girls.
the pink tax is
Yeah.
there usually.
Yeah, which is crazy. But the pink one was cheaper than the black one, and then the white one wasn't in stock, and then I was getting impatient, so I just got the pink one. But in the future, I do want to get either a white one or baby blue one and swap over. I'm
Hmm.
prepared to deal with that suffering. My motherboard is a Tomahawk gaming motherboard.
Oh, not bad,
Um,
not bad.
MSI Mag B550. I'm so glad I wrote this down. I would never. I remember all these damn numbers. My CPU, I need to upgrade badly, but you know, again, I'm probably gonna make that like maybe a birthday goal or something. I have an AMD Ryzen 5, and
Ryzen 5, that's
then
not bad. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's I man, sometimes I'm like I need to upgrade. My computer be suffering. It mostly only stutters while I'm streaming because that's the extra pressure put on it.
Mm-hmm.
Off of stream, it runs perfectly fine. But I need to upgrade for streaming purposes to eliminate all that crashing and stuff that happens and stuff like that. But that's not for the future because ooh, I'm just worried about my debut stuff right now. And then I
Mm-hmm.
have a Western Digital 1 terabyte blue, and then an SSD, um, Western Digital internal hard drive and stuff like that. So I have two different ones. Because I was told to do that by my friends when I was buying parts. And then my cooler is a Vetro white CPU air cooler, and then my GPU is a GeForce GTX 1070, which I
1070.
got from a friend.
Mm.
I got my GPU from my friend, and then I got my power
Power
box
supply.
thingy. Yeah, power supply. There we go. From a friend. I didn't write that one down on here. I don't know why I didn't. I don't know which one that is, by the way. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is specs wise. Um, and then that's kind of it. I have like this LG light ring light that I use that clips onto my monitor. I use an iPhone. Was this a 12 mini, 11 mini?
Mm-hmm.
For tracking, and then I just have this like bootleg mouse, white mouse from Amazon, and a 60% keyboard.
Oh, nice. Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I
And an
know.
external numpad for all my hotkeys, or half of them. Oh, my Alexa. Alexa, stop.
There you go. Very nice. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a good gaming rig. That's pretty good. Okay.
It's fairly solid.
All right.
And I built it myself so I can
Now you can
I
upgrade it.
can upgrade whenever, yeah.
60% keyboard. I'll have to look that up. Yeah, they're way like very compact. Yeah.
Yeah, my desk is not the biggest by any means, so I really, to be honest, don't really have the space for a bigger one. So I do want to upgrade my desk also in the future to have more space, and then probably upgrade my keyboard because I've had this keyboard for like 3 years, and some of the keys are like needs upgraded. Like they just are on their last legs.
Gotcha. Okay. Very nice. And what software is required to operate your stream? What software do you
Um,
use?
I use OBS for actual streaming, VTube Studio for my model and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I do my interactive like redeems stuff that they can trigger, I use VTS React mixed with stuff built in directly to VTube Studio. Um what else do I use? I do the fishing thing too. I also use Tits for those redeems where they can throw stuff at me.
Ah.
But for re-debut, I am going to literally overhaul all my redeems and utilize mix it up more, like a lot more, for
Mm.
probably 80%, if not 90% of my redeems. I've been wanting to overhaul all my redeems for the longest time, so I think this is the perfect fresh start kind of thing. That's what this re-debut is gonna signify, is just fresh start for a lot of things.
There you go.
So those are the only programs I use now, but I will be using Mix It Up, BikuBot, and then VTS Pog for my little VTuber pet.
Nice. Nice. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's not too bad. Okay. Um, let's move on to the main content of the interview. What inspired you to start streaming, and how has your journey evolved since then?
Mm, so I started streaming like probably like 2016, 2017, back straight from an Xbox One, strictly so my friends can watch me play Apex. I used to be, this is embarrassing to admit now, I used to be a no lifer for Apex. I used to play that game so much. I used to spend so much money on that game. I used to grind that game so goddamn much. That and Overwatch. But my friends used to like not be able to play. I forgot what it was. I think like either one of my friends, whenever they would be over their other parents' house and couldn't really do much, they would ask to watch me play. And so I would stream directly to Twitch, not fully understanding what Twitch was as like a whole thing. Like I knew that it was a streaming platform, but I never really understood like the potential. Like I never really watched live streamers. I was a YouTube person, so I only watched like YouTube videos. I didn't really understand the concept of like live streaming and stuff. Because then at the time I was like working full time and like all that stuff. Like for the most for me, it was like people streaming on like Instagram Live and like TikTok Live because I was also a cosplayer at the time. So like I would see those, but I never really understood like live stream gaming fully. So I would live stream for them, thinking that like they were the only people that would see it, not understanding that like anyone could fucking see it on Twitch. So that's how it started. And then it started becoming a lot more fun to like meet new people and stuff and like see other people's reactions to like the game because although I hate to admit it, I wasn't really bad at Apex. I was okay. I was kind of good. But that's how it started. And then the whole VTubing thing didn't start until like 2019, early 2020. I think 2020 is when I got my actual model, first model. I didn't get it rigged, but I had like an actual like my first VTuber design, which I've always been a bee, but I started out as a cutesy bumblebee kind of thing, which didn't really start. It wasn't the start I wanted because I had like some fucking bitch. Also, can I cuss? I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
I
you
didn't even
curse.
ask.
Yeah, you're fine.
I had some fucking bitch in my ear, just like, um, what's the word? Like, just saying like, oh, if you want to make it as a VTuber, you have to follow this kind of like aesthetic. You have to be all cutesy and stuff like that. Like, that's how you have to make it. And that wasn't really my thing. I am not the cutesy kind of ooh kind of streamer by any means. I am a tomboy fucking bruh girl kind of person. You know what I mean? Like that's how I am. So it didn't really fit me, but I kind of went with it anyways because I didn't know any better at the time. And then afterwards I was like, I really can't do this. This is just not it for me. It just doesn't fit, doesn't feel like myself. It doesn't feel authentic at all. So I did a whole rebrand, which is where Bia came from, because I used to be called Mochi, and I just, it was just not, it just wasn't me, you know, it was just too cute. It just didn't feel like myself. So then I swapped to the whole Killer Bee thing that felt a lot more like myself and went through a couple of different iterations design wise. And now we here. And honestly, I think this is probably gonna be the last rebrand for a while. I'm probably gonna do fun different outfits for sure, but I am sticking with my look now because this just feels like myself. I think everything since I changed my name to Circuit has been 100% like I'm feeling this a lot and this feels like myself. But this Circuit 2.0 right now is just like really myself, and I am glad. I started VTubing because of one of my friends, Park That Bum. I love them so much. They were probably one of the first like VTubers I talked to. I knew about VTubing because of like, I think, was it Hollow Stars? I think that's the guys. Oga, I knew about him from Park That Bum, and we used to watch them all the time. And I was into it, and I kind of fell out of it and fell more into the indie VTubers. And I used to watch Bum all the time, and they are what got me into VTubing, like actually doing it, because they drew my first PNG.
Oh, nice. They drew it for you.
Yeah.
Nice.
Mhm.
Wow.
But I did my own, like, I can't draw again, but give me Pinterest and a good 3 hours and some good music, and I'll have a designed mood board for anything. For just outfits, aesthetics, and everything.
Okay. So if I may summarize, you started as just an Xbox Apex streamer, just
Yeah.
because you wanted to share your gaming with friends afar, and it grew from there. It grew to starting to try to be a VTuber, trying to fall into whatever stereotype or meta was back in the day, and now you
Yeah.
evolved into being yourself, and more uniquely your own self as your killer bee and enjoyed streaming. That's good.
Yes.
That's good. Geofracture Game says, I'm glad the VTube stereotype is being broke down. Yes.
Me
Yes.
too. Me too. I just it just ooh, because it was crazy. Because like me being this cutesy bumblebee delivery girl, cursing like a sailor and screaming and raging at Apex on stream. It was like it was funny, but like I don't know. It just wasn't me. It didn't feel like fully me. So I wasn't vibing. I wasn't vibing with it.
Yep. And I'm not like I never I like Candy Zeus, right? You guys are good
Mm-hmm.
friends and like
Yeah.
Candy Zeus and I identify a lot because like Candy Zeus is literally a black one. I'm literally an
Mm-hmm.
orange cat. Like like we saw each other and we're like, "Wait. Yes, that because it's like, yeah, you're not the typical anime, uwu big boobas type of thing.
Yeah.
Like you're not trying to do the uwus and the aras to try to attract viewers and stuff. Being a
Man,
being a, being a character
mm-mm.
that you don't enjoy being. Oh, Boom! Hello, Boom! Welcome. We're interviewing It's Circuit today, and It's Circuit is also. Do you still play Apex? Do you still go back to Apex?
Only when friends ask me to play, but I'm so
Mm.
washed now. I am not what I used to be. But honestly, thank God. I don't really want to be up there anyways. So,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Boom is also an Apex player. So, if you're looking for a
yeah.
friend, there's another streamer friend here that plays Apex with friend invites. Um,
Yeah, I'm washed, but I watch the Apex esports all the time though. Like it's nothing.
mm, nice, nice. Yeah, Boom's also an awesome streamer on this platform. I will shout you out during the shout out train, Boom. Um, okay. All right. How do you choose which games to play on stream? Do you go for personal
Mm.
favorites, trending, or what resonates with your community? I struggle with that. So, like, what games?
Yeah, I'm very much big on it really just depends on my mood and depends on the game itself. For me, I am bad with sticking to my own schedules. Especially during this time of the year where that seasonal depression is beating a bee's ass. So it really truly just depends on my mood and depends on the kind of trend because some of these games that are trending look so boring and bad and just like not fun. So like if I'm not really itching to play it, I won't play it because then I don't want to just give like a lackluster reaction because that's why people will be watching it if you're playing a new game. Um, so it really just depends. For me, it's hard for me to play new things and then keep up with chat interaction because I'll be so focused on this new ass game that I'll be neglecting chat. So it really just depends. But also sometimes my chat doesn't really mind it, even though I mind it for
Hmm.
them. I guess if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I have like my staple games like Overwatch, League of Legends, Minecraft, and then my staple chill games like Papa's Freezeria. I love me some Papa's Freezeria. More recently, web fishing I've been playing, and even though I haven't finished it yet, I need to. The Casting of Frank Stone, I was playing that, and then also recently GTRP. I've been playing around with that. How I want to incorporate that into streams, and if I do want to incorporate that more regularly into streams. But I've been getting so tired of FPS games because they like the player bases have just been going to shit that I've been just weaning myself off of it slowly but surely. Still playing like
Hmm.
Overwatch and stuff, but trying new variety games, silly games like That's Not My Neighbor, stuff like that, simulator games. So it truly depends on my mood. And if someone asks me to play something, I always put that into consideration. But
Mm.
I know some games are better on some days than others, at least for my analytics and stuff. Like on the weekends, I'll do more just chatting streams and vibing streams where I can interact with people. And like during the week, I'll probably like grind some Overwatch, do like an hour and a half of like GTRP, and then end it with like some League of Legends or like Papa's Freezeria and just chat as well. So it really depends. I've been really like trying hard to do more variety and see what my new niche is. Not like niche, but like, see what sticks, see
Yep.
what I really enjoy playing, especially on stream. So that's how I do it.
Yeah, Geo Fracture Games, he sympathizes with you. He says, Notter's seasonal depression is so annoying. Yes, it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
This would normally be my off season, but I don't want to do the thing where I normally do, which is disappear. I don't want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I'm trying not to. So I've been doing super short streams. I'm talking about like 2-3 hour long streams recently, to not overexert myself and burn myself out more than I already am, kind of thing. So it's been going well though. They've been enjoyable.
Okay. And then, what is Poppy's Freezeria? And then,
Papa's Freezeria.
yeah, what is that?
So it's an old game. I used to play that on Cool Maps games back in middle school on the old school computers. So it's basically like you are working at this milkshake place and you make these people's different orders, and they give you like an order and you have to make it in within a certain amount of time and
Mm-hmm.
get all the ingredients right, and then you serve it and you make money for it. It's very simple, very straightforward, very cute, very nostalgic, and I've been
Nostalgic
playing it.
comfort game.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes. And I've been playing it, and it's the deluxe version because that's the one that was on Steam. But there's so many Papa's games. There's Sushiria, there's the pancake one, there's a wing place, there's paletas, there's what's it called? Donuts. There's so many. Like there's so many different ones.
Okay. And then, what is web phishing? You're the second person who's told me about that one, so now I feel like I need to investigate that.
Web fishing is basically Animal Crossing, but it's just fishing. You make this cute, it's like this cute little, like, low poly esque kind of thing. You make this little animal character and you just fish. You just get a whole, it's like Pokemon where you want to collect all these different fish, and then Animal Crossing put
Mm,
together into a very calming game. So I've been playing that. You literally just fish over and over again, and it's very relaxing.
that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, I love it.
All
And
right.
you can play with friends. You just sit there fishing next to each other.
Oh, well, that's nice. That's like a virtual
Hmm.
hangout where you can literally go fish. Because, like, if I could fish
Yeah.
with friends and my community members, I'd do it. I would.
Hmm. It's very
Um,
fun.
okay. Let's talk about community engagement because I'm always looking for new ways. As a VTuber, how do you engage with your community to make them feel connected with you despite being a virtual persona?
So for me, I think a lot of it is just my personality and the way that I carry myself. I'm very much I'm no like on some no bullshit kind of stuff. I'm like very much open and genuine and like vulnerable outright, if that makes sense. Like I'm just myself,
Mm-hmm.
and I pride myself on making my community like a place where people don't have to put on their mask, because I'm autistic, right? So I have to mask. I mask a lot. That shit is exhausting, and I know how exhausting it can be for other people. I want a place where people don't have to mask or feel like they have to mask around me and the other people in my community. Like people are em- made to be embarrassed to be themselves on a daily fucking basis, especially in this VTubing space and just on the online space in general. You enjoy something, someone's gonna say aha and yuck your yum and make you feel like an idiot for enjoying it. That is some whack ass shit. I have this best friend. I know nothing about Final Fantasy 14. Period, point blank. But if she wants to sit here and rant for 10 minutes about her hyperfixation and even show me videos, I might not understand not a damn thing she's referencing, but I'm gonna listen to her. I'm gonna let her do it, and I'm gonna actually, ask questions so she feels like I don't want people to ever feel like I'm just saying, just, as a filler. I want people to know that I'm engaging with what you're saying. I might not understand it, but I'm engaging with what you're saying, and I'm interested in your hyperfixations or your your special interests or anything like that. Like I want people to feel like they're being heard and they don't have to mask and they're not being fucking made fun of and shamed for just enjoying what they want, as long as it's not hurting anybody or you know that kind of realm of stuff. I do
Mhm.
whatever you want and enjoy it. I'm not, who am I to yuck someone's yum? That's what I want my community to feel like, and that's what I think they do feel like, whether it's in a VC or movie night or in chat in general, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then just in my friend groups in general.
Yeah, Mayvox resonated with your comment. She says active listening. And also,
Yes.
Mayvox is a heavy Final Fantasy 14 player, so she literally felt like you were talking about her. Uh, um,
That's how I am. When it comes to interacting with my chat, I've been trying to shake up so many different ways because I think just talking at your chat is boring. I think too many streamers do that where they just talk at their chat and aren't really engaging with their chat. I think that's boring. So another part of my whole fresh start thing is I want to do more streams where it's a group conversation kind of stream, if that makes sense. um like I want my chat to to feel like I'm engaging with them and listening to them, and not feel like I'm just talking at them, especially when I'm playing games and stuff. It could feel like I'm not really engaged because I'm focused on the game, and I never want them to feel like that. So I want to do more streams where it's just chatting and just us talking together, interactive redeems, like stuff like that. And then more genuine community nights. I got a entirely new Discord server that was actually because I made the one that I'm in now. I made it myself, and it's very much messy and just not a good server. So I wanted to make a new one where it can be organized. We can do genuine community game nights, movie nights, because I want to do that, watch parties in the server to be a lot more connected than what my server is now. Besides like the occasional ping, you guys want to hop in VC kind of thing. Like I want it to feel like a genuine community space that's neat and like actually works kind of thing.
hmm, okay. So, yeah, if I can summarize, it seems like you recommend that people engage with their community, learn about their community, and just hang out with
Hmm.
them like people. Like, just don't
Yeah,
feel like
like
don't talk at them, talk with them. Yeah.
hmm there's a big difference, and I've been in a lot of like different people's spaces where it's just like their community just feels like a number to them, and like they don't really take the time to get to know their community and what they enjoy and stuff beyond like analytics, which I think is lame. Like I
Mm.
know when you get bigger it's harder to really genuinely connect to everyone in community because it's big, but like I don't know, I just feel like you could make some kind of effort to like not treat them like they're just like an analytic kind of thing, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like recognize your regulars, talk at them, not talk at them, talk with them, and make them feel like you're engaging with them and you care.
Yeah. No, that's
And
important.
I never want people to feel like I want my space to be an actual safe space. Like you can rant, you can like you can go on your little tangents, you can like nerd out on whatever you want, and I don't want you to ever feel like I'm judging you. Like this is a judgmental free space, like period. Cause I'm a nerd. If I can like go off on how much I love K-pop, this person can go off on how much they like Pokemon or whatever. I might
Mm-hmm.
not fully understand it, just like they might not fully understand why I love K-pop the way I do. So it's like it's nice to bounce off of people and learn new things.
Okay. Um, if we may deviate, I'd like to deviate a little bit.
Hmm.
You just dropped a bombshell. You said you're autistic.
Oh yeah.
You're open about that with your community and discuss
Hmm.
it with them?
Yeah.
Can you
Yeah.
can you explain a little bit about your condition for my
Yeah.
community?
So I wasn't always open about being autistic. Growing up as a young black person, I was always made to feel like I should be ashamed of my mental disabilities and my physical ones all the time. My mental health was always tossed to the side and downplayed constantly all the time. So I was at a in a sense conditioned to hide it and be embarrassed about it. But as I got older, I was like, bitch, I don't give a fuck. This is literally a part of me. I was it was neglected for too long to the point where like, I never got like any like treatment or like, counseling and stuff. So I was forced to deal with it and cope with it and learn how to grow with it on my own, to the point where now it's like I don't fucking, I don't need that shit. I'm just gonna, continue to do it by myself. So in the past couple of years, the past like 3 or so years, I've been way more open about me being autistic. And just open about the struggles of being an old, like not older, but like, having to have to cope with being autistic from middle school to now, and having to cope with it and how to navigate spaces while being autistic. um and the struggles that I go through with masking and unmasking and being open about being myself. So for me, I am high functioning. um but people kind of take that as, oh well, then you don't really have autism, which is not how that works. That's stupid. That's the dumbest reaction I've ever gotten in my life, and I've gotten it a couple of times. It's crazy. But um I have recently, in the past year or so, been incorporating more of my special interests into my streams and what I do, which one of the main ones being K-pop, which I stem about so much. Fucking I can yap about it for hours, so I've incorporated it into my streams because like that's like the amount of hours I can yap about these kind of things is basically normal stream time. So I've been more open about my special interests, which is like music. I love, excuse me, like K-pop choreography. I love good choreography, good um like music video concepts, stuff like that. I can nerd out about this stuff all the time. Like, so it's been difficult though. It has been difficult because with me being more open about being autistic, there has been an influx of people like thinking that they can just make ableist jokes all the time to me. And like, just the normal trolls and stuff like that. So it has been kind of difficult, but a part of me just wanting to be very much unapologetically myself. Um, I am very much open about it. I talk about it a lot, and I want to do more things where like when it was Autism Awareness Month, I unfortunately didn't do that much because I was going through some physical health issues that really drained all the energy I had. And
Mhm.
it was very hard. So I wanted to do more streams talking about my autism and just doing autism awareness. And I even wanted to do a freaking what's it called, fundraising stream. But unfortunately, half that month I didn't even stream at all, which was just very sad. But yeah, I kind of went on a tangent. My bad.
No, that's okay. That's okay. I wanted you to talk about your condition because I understand. You know, it's funny because you're not the only streamer I've interviewed that is autistic. I'm finding, I do feel like Twitch is like a home for like, uh, not neurotypicals, atypicals. You know, like a lot of neurotypicals can just watch Netflix all day, and be perfectly happy. Like, and for a lot of people on Twitch, they're here because they're not getting enough stimulation. Like they enjoy the
Yeah.
chatting experience, they enjoy the interactivity experience with the entertainment that they're getting. And also, being autistic, Twitch has enabled a lot of people with autism to have a place to be open about their conditions. It also gives them a way to creatively show their passions. Because I noticed a lot with people that have high functioning autism, they have exceptional ability to hyper focus or focus and have like a passion on something. They have incredible memory. Like they have it like indexed. So like the last autistic person I interviewed, like he knew like every D&D or sorry, Magic the Gathering card, and like he worked in a card shop, so like from memory, he could recall different cards, their abilities, and or like things around his home. he knew where
Mm.
everything was. Like it was pretty incredible. So I'm also finding Twitch is like a very welcoming place for people that are high functioning.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I know a
And it's
streamer.
crazy.
Oh,
Oh,
Geofracture
sorry,
says
my bad.
I know a streamer who's got his community do an online autism test. They found 95% of the people watching the channel were potentially on the spectrum. I do feel like that. I do feel like I feel like Twitch just definitely brings a lot of people that definitely don't have a
Yeah.
typical way of thinking.
Yeah. It's also been like a double-edged sword though, because there's a lot of people feigning having it, or like they have one small little quirk and they think they have ADHD kind of thing, and it just, some people have been using also these things as like an excuse for being a shitty person, which has also been another struggle that is so frustrating, especially in this space where people trying to hide behind these things to like get a shitty person scot-free
Mm-hmm.
card. Like, it's just ridiculous. um but I also agree that it has been probably one of the best outlets besides cosplaying that I've had
Mm-hmm.
in my life. Because when I was younger, my mom didn't even want to entertain the fact that Lil Circuit had some quirks that needed to be checked out, even though like all my teachers, all the counselors in my schools would be like pleading for her to actually get me diagnosed, because they can't do it. I'm not their child.
Yep.
And it took until getting into high school for me, or I was transitioning from middle school to high school because I moved states, um for me to get tested and then diagnosed with autism. So, because I got misdiagnosed before with having bipolar disorder, and then
Oh, that's not
yeah,
good.
which, yeah, I have BPD, but it was a misdiagnosis. And so my mom just kind of took that and ran with it instead of getting me properly checked. So I do have BPD, but that's a whole other thing that I have to live with.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm learning. I'm learning how to deal with both in their own right, and how they also intertangle themselves in my life, just period.
Yep.
And then I'm learning how to communicate openly. Well, I've always been good at like telling people, because I'm like very direct. I'm very blunt about like when I'm feeling it, when I'm not, and how I'm feeling my emotions. Like, I know myself pretty well. I'm an only child. I
Mm-hmm.
grew up predominantly by myself because my mom wasn't really family oriented. So I know myself pretty well. I know when I'm feeling things and when I need space, and how to navigate my friendships and be very communicative about like if I'm feeling nonverbal as hell, if I'm feeling like very hyper, if I'm going through manic episodes and stuff, if I really need to like, stuff like that. Having these little quirks. Cuz I don't like to call them disabilities, cuz I don't feel like they are a bad thing. I just feel like I have to learn how to navigate them. They're like a part of myself. They're my little quirkiness.
Yeah. Holy cow. Holy cow. Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, I did want to mention a comment that I do agree. Some people try to exploit the label. I remember the
Mhm.
last autistic person I interviewed said he had another autistic friend slap a girl's ass and then claim it was autism, and he was like, "Bro, that's not how it works. You know that's not how."
Literally, it makes me so mad. It makes me so mad. Yeah, that's not how that works.
Yeah, that's
Like,
like, yeah.
oh my goodness. And so many people just
Mm-hmm.
do that kind of thing and fucking try to hide behind it, and then they make
Nope.
people who actually have autism look
Look bad.
terrible.
Yep.
Like,
Yep. They look bad.
it's insane to me that you people think that this is like appropriate. And then you look stupid. Cause like, what do you mean you slap someone's ass and that's an autism stem? That's, oh my lord.
Yep. Yep. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Can we deviate a little bit more?
Sure. Yeah, I have no plans.
Tell me about your cosplay. Like, what
Oh,
do you
yeah.
love about cosplay?
So I used to cosplay. This might be a big ramble, by the way, just a heads up.
That's okay.
I used to cosplay far before I even knew what VTubing was. I started cosplaying in 2015. And I stopped probably like 2021, so like 2 years ago, 2 or so years ago, 2020ish, I think. 2020 is when I stopped. I am very much um again, for me being autistic, the way that I am, I cannot sit still very long. And if I
Mm-hmm.
do have to sit down for long periods of time, I need to do something with my hands. I need to stim. I need to do something. Like I have a lot of fidget stuff.
Mm-hmm.
In my vicinity, I need to really work with my hands and hyper focus on something. Like I could never work a desk job. Like I could never. Like I have to do something with my hands that's like fidgeting or tinkering or stuff like that. And so I used to be heavy on making cosplay props, making different things. I was bad at sewing, but I loved working with that kind of thing, like hand sewing and stuff like that. So I used to be an avid cosplayer. I used to go to cons all the time. I was growing on TikTok for a little bit. And man, I miss it. I do truly miss it, but I don't miss the community, which is part of the reason why I stopped in the first place. I almost hit like 30K on TikTok before I quit, and a lot of people was telling me not to, and I really didn't want to because I really do love crafting and making things. Like I do like little crafting things myself, like making decodent stuff and like decorating like K-pop photo card top loaders, which we can get into later. But um, I was like, because the way I see it, there's different kind of cosplayers. There's the sewers, there's the wig makers, and the prop makers, and then the makeup doers. I was definitely in the prop makers and wig making kind of area. I was bad at sewing, but I could make a prop. I could do it. It might not look perfect, but you know, I really appreciated that kind of craft a lot, which almost got me going to college for what's it called? Stage handing and like prop design, like stage design and stuff like that. Um so I that's what got me into it, and then that's what also kept me there for the longest time. um
Okay.
yeah.
Well, that's cool. What was like? Okay, Mavox is also makes desk props and hand sewing. So, and I do know Mavox has ADHD, so it definitely shows that the hyperfixating and the need for stimulate and the need to craft is
Yes.
definitely a way for therapy.
Hmm.
Uh, and don't forget the Catwalkers Geofracture Games. I'm not sure what that. Oh, at a cosplay con. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
the oh my god, I remember I once won an actual competition or like cosplay competition, and it was the first and the last one I entered because
Oh,
I was
really?
so stressed. Yeah, it was for a Roadhog cosplay I did a while
Oh,
ago.
you cosplayed as Roadhog?
Hmm. I've cosplayed as
Congrats.
a lot of different characters. I've done Roadhog like 3 times, three different
Mm.
versions.
Actually, Mild Mannered, I think, was a Roadhog main, if I remember correctly. He's another catter in the chat. Okay, but yeah, what were some of your favorite cosplays you did?
So, probably the Christmas Roadhog I did. Man, I think, do I even have any pictures? I know the TikTok account is still up. But I Christmas Roadhog was one of my favorite. It's also one of the last couple ones I did. Ryuko Matoi from Kill la Kill. I love doing that one. I did Pink Roadhog, which was just a fan made thing I did. Panty and Stocking, which were the ones I did during COVID, so I didn't actually go to a con with them. It was just closet cosplays at home. Um, I also did Mary from I forgot Kakiguri, which was also my favorite one, and then Mitsuri from Demon Slayer. I also cosplayed her. Like I did a lot. I did a lot. I did
Damn.
like Sexy Wario, and my friend was Sexy Waluigi. I did
Damn.
Cuphead, and my friend was Mugman. I actually Parked That Bum was also one of my best cosplay friends, and they did Mugman, and I did Cuphead
Yeah.
as like a little meme. I did Hellboy, which was also one of my favorite ones. I had a lot of favorite ones, and yeah.
I know
That's the
someone
ones off the
who.
top of my head I can remember.
Yep, GeoFracture Games says I know someone who managed to pull off a pretty epic Lady Robotnik cosplay. That's pretty cool,
Whoa,
GeoFracture
that
Games.
sounds sick.
Also, my moderator, Easy Bread Cat, is also a cosplayer and goes to multiple cons. She says the community is getting better now that like the cons are getting bigger and like the community is getting bigger because anime is getting like big time mainstream. But
Yeah.
she says it's getting better. Like it can get pretty gross. She said.
Yeah, as a fat black person is how I describe myself, but in endearingly when I say it about myself. The community at the time when I left was crazily fat phobic and always racist. Like I always got called like the N-word version of any character I cosplay, period, point blank.
Damn, that is
Yeah,
not
all the
okay.
time. Yeah, awful. And for me, I have thick skin. Like it doesn't really take that much to really like get me like, to that point. But after years and years and years, it starts to weigh down on you. Like I
Hmm.
it's like it was so exhausting and the community just got grosser and grosser and it was like so many people that I was friends with, like really big cosplay creators at the time. I don't really keep up with them anymore, but like we're coming out as like just having said awful like fat phobic things, not even just about like
Hmm.
normal like other cosplayers, but about myself in general, which is crazy. Like behind the scenes, it was just crazy. It was just crazy. And I never really said anything about it because like I didn't really want to be engulfed in all of that fucking shit. Because I didn't really deem myself as that big of a cosplay creator. I just knew a lot of them and was like in that space, but like I didn't have that energy, so I just kind of
Hmm.
quietly left the scene and then did primarily gaming. I was a part of an Overwatch team at one point, and then left that and then became a VTuber.
Interesting.
So
Yeah.
I miss cosplay like more and more nowadays. Like I look back at like my old pictures and old TikToks and like part of me misses it. I miss doing makeup and trying new makeup styles and making wigs and stuff. Like I never stopped doing wigs, but I stopped doing like costuming wigs. I always like did like dyed my own wigs, made my own wigs for like everyday like colorful stuff, like things like that. But
Mm.
the craft never fully left me for that reason alone. Like it was always there, but never to that scale.
Yeah.
I think when I was cosplaying, the cosplays that I was most known for was the Roadhog ones, and then Ryuko Matoi because I had a photo shoot for that one, and it was like a lot.
I think
Very
the
fun though.
society is getting slowly getting better, but it's moving at a slug's pace as GeoFracture Games. Yeah, I think they're barely starting to understand that like if you are a person of color and you cosplay as like Cloud or something, like it's just Cloud. Like they don't have to
Yeah,
say like you're Black Cloud. Like
exactly.
you're just Cloud.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
literally.
like yeah, I think
And
it's
also,
barely
my
getting there.
rebuttal all the time would be like, well, they're not white either. So then what's your point? They're Asian. Like a lot of the anime characters that these people are dressing up as aren't white. So does that mean you can't cosplay them too because they're not lore accurate? Who cares?
Yes.
If I want to see it, like if the little black boy down the street wants to dress up as Naruto, he's Naruto. Who cares?
Yeah.
No one is trying to be exactly lore accurate. If that's your thing, looking as close to the character as possible, more power to you. I just want to look like fucking Roadhog for a day and hook people. That's it.
Nice. 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 Okay.
Yeah, I was a
Okay.
huge advocate of you can cosplay whoever the fuck you want, despite your race, your size, and all of that stuff. Huge on
Mhm.
that, because trying to say that someone's cosplay is bad because of their skin color is wild to me. And honestly, you deserve to get punched in your mouth. Cause
Yep.
what?
Yeah, actually, now that I think about it, that's why I didn't cosplay a lot of characters, because it's like, oh, you're in off stream. Uh, I have to be in humanoid form, and when I'm in
Mm,
humanoid form, I mirror my human servant, and he's Latino, so it's just like, oh, it's Mexican Naruto. Like, no, it's
yeah,
just
like
Naruto.
it's the same way that I want to cater my community to not feel judged. It's been that way for me for forever. I want people to feel comfortable and not feel like they have to fit into some kind of bullshit Amazon box to be able to do anything they want to do. Do whatever you want to do as long as it's not hurting people and you're not being a creeping weirdo. Do whatever you want. Cosplay whoever the fuck you want. That is your right. Who the fuck is this big creator telling you otherwise because you're not accurate? Like shit like that was so crazy to me, and it made me like angry. And because I was a huge advocate and I would not be silenced, like I was always loud about that kind of thing, it also made a lot of people like not want to be around me because a lot of those people in that space were and probably still are yes men to bigger creators because of numbers, which is so stupid. If you're sounding stupid and racist and just insane to me, I'm gonna let you know straight up. Like, what?
Yep.
Not everyone has to be lore accurate Luffy. If this person wants to be Luffy, then they're Luffy, regardless of how they look. And I stand by that still to this day.
Awesome. Okay. All right. We've deviated a little bit. Let's see if we can get back on track. But that's
My
okay.
bad.
I enjoy deviating, believe it or not. Thank you for speaking for those who are afraid to, says
Yeah,
Maybox.
that's always been my thing. My mom used to always yell at me for that because I would always like get into trouble in school and stuff for like seeing people get bullied, and I was like insert myself because it's like, so I fully understand, not to deviate again, but I fully understand for the people who are afraid to speak up and use their voices, you know. I'm loud, so I'ma just use my loudness for you. Like, you know,
Yep.
that's the kind of friend that I am. I've always been like the kind of pit bull friend to be the one to speak up for the people who are too scared of. Like, I'm the type where if I go out with a friend and their order gets wrong, I'm the one loud and be like, excuse me, she didn't want pickles, like that kind of thing. And it's just carried on in general, even in this VTubing space.
That's
I've
hard
just
to
been
not
loud
be
and
yourself.
proud and, like, yeah. But
Yeah.
also for people who don't have a voice and feel like they have to be quiet, I won't be quiet. So you tell me what you want to say and I'll say it for you. That kind of thing.
Anything for the Lurk Mild. We have a roadhog. We have a roadhog in the chat. Okay. I like pickles. Yes, I like pickles too.
I like pickles too.
All right, let's talk about your stream. Do you have memorable moments? Do you have memorable moment of a funny story or time from your stream that stand out that you want to talk about?
Funny moment from my stream. The most memorable one is probably when I debuted at Circuit for the first time. Because I did like it was just like the first actual debut I did, because when I didn't ever debut as Bia. I just kind of started using my model, and then that was kind of it. I didn't actually like plan a debut, but the first debut I did was when I debuted at Circuit for the first time, and like I had panel like what's it called, like credit panels and stuff, and was going through my lore and things like that, and like talking about my backstory more. And like this was after I changed it up just a little bit from transitioning from Bia to Circuit. So that was probably one of the most memorable. But funny stories, I don't know, my streams have always been kind of chaotic. There's always something, I'm always saying something crazy or like some crazy thing happening like every other stream. So not really ones that directly stick with me, but I think like the funniest streams that I've had were like the simulator streams where I'm like role playing as like a worker. Like I remember I played Police Simulator and I used to have like a police hat, some sunglasses, and a cigarette in my mouth, and I would just be driving around crashing, not on purpose. I just can't drive in those games. Like not on purpose, but like just crashing into stuff and like crazily timed. Like I'll be talking to chat and chat will be like, "Don't crash," and I'm like, I wouldn't crash, and it immediately crash, not even on purpose, like perfectly timed. There's so many clips that I had from like someone being like, slow down, Speed Racer, and I immediately look back to the screen and I'm crashed into like two different cars. Like stuff like that is hilarious to me, and like those kind of moments are the ones that stick with me the most. Like
So many broken
like
relationships in my
interactions that
past.
lead to something crazy happening in like the game, that kind of thing. I think the most fun streams that I want to do more of are just chatting streams. So whenever I'm just chatting with people and something is like funnily timed or like me saying just the crazy things, because I don't really have a filter, so I kind of
Yep.
just say stuff that comes to my mind, and my mouth works faster than my brain does, so I'll say something crazy and chat's like, hey yo, and I'm like, my bad. Like stuff like that. So not like a specific story. I do like story times of like my life kind of things sometimes, but like not a specific stream story.
Hmm. Yeah,
Not
chat
yet
really
though, at
does
least.
enjoy chaos. If it flies, it fries. Is like, yeah, they live for that, dude. Like,
Yeah.
uh, it's kind of fun sometimes. Okay. Um, Let me ask about future content. Uh, are there any new games, collaborations, or special content that you're excited to bring to your community?
I am actually. So there's been something that's been like eating at me for like the past month and a half. I
Okay.
was scrolling on Okay, so before that, I've always wanted to do some kind of annual, like monthly, like it doesn't even have to be like an event, but I guess technically speaking, like an event kind of stream where it's like something that sticks to the channel a little bit, where it's like, oh, Circuit does this every month, this kind of thing, right? So I was brainstorming what I would want to do. I want it to be something not like a talk show, because I don't think I am capable of like hosting a talk show kind of thing, but I wanted it to be like how I was saying earlier, like I want to do like a group conversation kind of base stream where it's like we're talking and there's like question prompts and stuff like that. I was scrolling on TikTok the other month, and I haven't stopped thinking about them damn cards ever since, where it's called We're Not Really Strangers, which is like the whole brand's kind of thing. They have these self-love cards where there's different tiers. There's past, present, and future cards that have questions on them about yourself and self-love and your past and your relationship with yourself. They have a bunch of different ones where it's like couples stuff, and then like oh, my tracking broke. 1 second.
That's okay.
There we go. Where it's like one question was like the common question where it's like, what would you tell your younger self, stuff like that. But there's ones that are far deeper and a lot more vulnerable, and I really really truly wanted to get them, which I have got them now. A friend actually bought them for me so I could get them and use them. I want to do a monthly like mental health check-in, or monthly like vibe check or self-love check, whatever. I don't know what I'm gonna name it yet, but where for like what 2 hours or so we sit down and we go through these cards together and talk about it and like go on this journey of self-love um together, honestly, because I feel like
Hey,
even
couple.
though I am still at the very beginning of that journey myself, I feel like the most important relationship is the one with ourselves that we need to fix and work on. So I want to do that so badly. I have
Mhm.
ordered the cards. I'm waiting for them to come in. I'm planning, like, trying to figure out a name for it when I want to do it. I think monthly is like perfect because, like, that's a lot of vulnerability and mental taxation that it would take, you know? But I think it will be good. And even if people don't want to answer the questions themselves, I think it would also be good for myself to answer these questions and have a day where I'm just vulnerable and, you know, I don't know the other word that I'm looking for, but very candid,
Yep.
you know, about how I feel and like stuff in the past and like getting stuff off my chest. I think it would be nice
Mhm.
and very cozy and like, you know, probably be emotional, but like, you know, I'm okay with that. That kind of thing. And then maybe in the future have like, I don't know, maybe guests to if they want to also go through that journey, answer some deep questions, you know, that kind of thing
Mm, that'd be
in
cool.
the future.
So it's gonna
But
be
that's one of many.
basically your podcast for
Yeah,
conversation
basically, I
cards.
guess.
Yeah, be
Yeah.
like your podcast. Well, if you want to invite me, I'd be more than happy to be a guest.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
And then
you might.
also more K-pop related things because I already do a lot of K-pop related things on my channel now.
Mhm.
I have this little segment that I call K-pop catch up. Like it's supposed to be catching up on K-pop, but I spell it like ketchup the condiment because it's funny to me.
Yep.
So, every 2 weeks or so, depending on how common the releases are, because I'm very much on K-pop Twitter and K-pop social media. I'm like up to date on a lot of things.
Mhm.
I every 2 weeks or so I do this like stream, or this part of the stream is like 2 hours or so, where we just catch up on all the new releases, watch the music video, react to them, see how the trends are, see how the sounds are, especially for my favorite artists. And I educate my community on K-pop because a lot of them, before they came to my stream, never even listened to K-pop. And I have so many people who are like, after coming to your stream, now like, certain K-pop groups and stuff. And it's like, W. Thank
W.
you. You're welcome. I mean, you're welcome. So I do that, but I want to incorporate more kind of
Mhm.
things to that. Like, I want to do my own end of the year kind of recap on K-pop, where I have my own list of like my favorite choreographies, my favorite concepts, my favorite music videos, stuff like that, my favorite songs, and like different categories in general. Because in my opinion, K-pop fans nowadays love mediocrity and they just praise just the bare minimum. And that's not what we're here for. So I want to actually
Mm.
like show off the good songs, the ones where people actually put time into it and not just like the songs they release to cater to fans and like the
Mm.
boring repetitive like slop that some of K-pop groups have been giving us, but they get praised for it. And then so many really really good nugu groups, which
Hey,
just
little
means
Hollis.
small like indie, are slept on and not talked about enough. And it's like the fact that you guys are like so slept on is insane to me. So I like
Mhm.
show a bunch of those groups on my stream a lot, where it's like y'all need to stop sleeping on these groups, that kind of thing. So I want to do that too.
Yep. Awesome. Hey, Clampulp, how you doing today? Hey, little Hollow, welcome. Welcome for joining. I'm interviewing Ed Circuit today. Ed Circuit is, I've already learned so far, they are an awesome streamer, as well as cosplayer. They say they're retired, but I feel like they have to go back to it eventually. And then also was very open and let us know that they are autistic, high functioning autistic. So we've learned a lot so far. So yeah, get cozy. We're having a fun interview. I'll shout both you, Clam Pulp, and Little Hollow out during the shout out right after the interview. So, um, hmm. Also, you said you have a re-debut coming up.
Yeah. Yes. So I don't have a date for it yet. We are still cooking. I've been working on this re-debut stuff since literally December of last year, so almost a year. Um of just design work and planning, and because so many people feel like they have to rush everything to debut and like make a hard deadline. And that's fine if that's what you really want, but I think that the best thing you can do for yourself is work at your own pace and
Mm-hmm.
then make a deadline when you're slowly getting up there with all the stuff you've got. I don't want to rush myself, so that's why it's taking this long, because I was like working on stuff bit by bit, and
Mm-hmm.
also no one has the money to just do all that stuff at once.
True.
So slowly but surely I've been building and getting stuff up. Like I've had files of like my sub badges and emotes for months, like slowly getting stuff together. Right, we're getting super super close. Literally the lore comic is being drawn up and worked on now, and then the second outfit for this model is also being worked on. The art fair is being worked on, then the rigging will happen in like a month or so. I'm sorry, I lick my lips a lot, so my tongue keeps poking out. But um slowly but surely, I think that so February is like the estimation, but at the latest I want to do around my birthday, which is in April, because I'm still not in a rush. Even though the model's almost done, there's still promotional things I want to do. I also have to like edit or find an editor for the lore video and do my voiceover for it, and my streaming background and my streaming setup and stuff still needs to be worked on. um I honestly right now I'm in a waiting period because like I've been on waitlist and stuff already. Like a bunch of stuff is already paid for, I just have to wait for it. like my panels, my streaming background itself, and stuff like that. So it is literally just a waiting period before the next phase, which is setting everything up, promotional periods and stuff like that, and editing and like last minute things. And like a new
Okay.
card page for all the credits and stuff like that. So yeah, it's like coming up soon though, in the next couple of months.
Okay. So we'll be on the lookout. We'll be on the lookout both for your podcast and your e-debut. And thank you for giving
Very
us a
excited.
teaser today with
You're
your
welcome.
hair and outfit. I love the hair. Um,
Thank you.
all right, let me ask you, like, we have people who stream, but some people who are thinking about streaming and thinking about being VTubers. Do you
Mhm.
have any advice for people who want to start VTubing or grow their streaming
Yes,
presence on Twitch?
I do. My first piece of advice is do not rush anything. Do not listen to these people and throw all this money into something you are still unsure about. You can start as a PNG tuber and be just as valid as Sally with the full rigging, okay? You do not have to toss all this money in yet. You do not have to get all the bells and whistles yet immediately. You can ease into it and it is okay. Also, do not think that becoming a VTuber is like a quick buck kind of thing. You have to actually still put time and effort into this. And, having a nice model doesn't immediately mean success if you don't actually cater your actual content. Because that's a lot of people's misconception. And they be spending 5K on a model and there's no viewer retention because you're not actually focusing on the content you're making. It's more than just streaming. You have to have content. You have to, you know, make a brand for yourself and stick to that kind of thing. Don't listen to these people when they say that PNG tubers aren't VTubers. You are. So it's okay. You know, ease your way into it, figure out what you want to do and do it. Don't like feel like you're forced to fit into a box like how I did when I first started. Like, do what you want from the jump. And also focus on your content and not just the looks. The looks is only part of it. You have to retain the viewer by actually entertaining people. That kind of thing.
What is PNG? If it flies, it fries. PNG is the image format .png, and you can VTube and be a VTuber with simply a image that lights up
Yeah.
when you talk. Like that is
People forget that
that's the
VTubing means
simplest
virtual tuber.
VTuber there is. It's just a virtual avatar. There's
Hmm.
also, programs where it'll just be two, uh, two VTubers, like or two images, one with the mouth closed and then one with the mouth open, talking, and it lights up and it switches to the talking one
Yeah.
when you're talking,
I have
and
a
then goes back.
Halloween one where it
Yeah,
was Lightning McQueen.
yeah, um, yeah. So like you you can do it as simple as possible,
Hmm.
and if that's how you start, that's a good start. Like, because
Yeah.
one, I always tell people like don't spend a bunch of money. In fact, if you want to
Hmm.
stream and you're thinking about stream with what you have
Literally.
because you're not sure if you're gonna like it. Like, and then if you did like its circuit says, and you spent 5 grand on a custom model, and then you don't enjoy streaming, well, that's gonna feel like a
It's
big
a
waste of
waste.
money, huge waste of money.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, evolve. It's okay to evolve as a streamer.
Literally, yeah. Like that's I think too many people have feel like they have to rush something to be famous overnight, but it's like that's I understand that now social media makes it so that's possible for some people, but you're not about to bank your entire bank account on luck because that's part of what it is. It's luck, making sure you catch the algorithm at the right time. I feel like putting more effort into making your content what you want it to be will be a lot more gratifying in the future and help you grow more. Whereas just hoping that your pretty model catches all the attention, but you don't really do anything besides that, like that
Mhm.
is a waste of money and your own time. I say
Actually,
start from everyone started somewhere, literally, you know, and allow yourself that grace and don't feel like you have to rush yourself. I understand that being in this saturated field, you compare yourself to others. That's kind of inevitable, but always remember that you are the only you and you are yourself, and you have, you have that. Whether you think that you don't have what it takes or not, still try.
Yep.
But remember that everyone started from somewhere,
Yep.
and you have to allow yourself that.
Yep. Chibi says that tongue. Yeah, you have a traditional bee tongue,
Oh
right? Can you
yeah.
show it? Yeah, it's a bee tongue. Like I've
Yeah.
I recently went to the cider mill near me, for fresh cider. And then that farm, yeah, they have these really long tongues, exactly like that.
Mhm.
They
Yeah.
they stretch out, and they're able to like pump and suck up fluid with that tongue.
Yeah.
So I went to a cider mill, and the farm itself has bees. They obviously, need bees to help
Ooh.
pollinate, and because they have their own apple orchard for the cider.
Yeah.
And when I was drinking cider, the bees were everywhere. They were everywhere, and they're like, just be nice to the bees, just leave them alone. They're just
Yeah.
gonna do their
Literally, if you
thing.
don't
We
mess
need
with bees, they don't
them.
mess with you.
Like, and yeah, one came up and jumped in my cider and drank itself full of cider. But yeah, I got to see it stretch out its tongue, and it looks just like its circuit's tongue, like it's long
That's
and
how we
pointy.
get the nectar out of the flowers and stuff.
Yep.
And also get the honey into the honeycombs themselves.
Yep. Yep. And also, I'll go back to GeoFracture Games. Comment like, yeah, don't. GeoFracture Games started a business. I technically, when I started my streaming channel, also started a business. Like, it's a lot of upfront money, and you're not gonna get a return immediately. Like, it's a huge investment at high risk.
Yep.
Like, I've already told you guys, I invested, I think I'm up to 11K, $11,000 into my project and to my stream and everything. And I am not going to make a profit if I don't grow for at least 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
a long time.
Yeah. And that's where I'll just break
Honestly,
even.
that's just like how VTubing
That's just
is
break
too.
even. Like, that's just to break even. So don't think you're gonna get
Yeah.
rich being a streamer. Like, that doesn't really,
Yeah.
like, that is such a rare instance.
It's just crazy. It's like people
Yeah, I have an
have been
LLC.
recently treating VTubing as like just like what's it called, a beauty contest. That's only half of it. You can't just have a nice looking model. You have to be entertaining too. And
Yep.
people just think that as long as their model looks nice, they're about to rack in like a 500 views and be partner immediately and make money. That's not how that works. You have to retain them and be entertaining. That's why I don't care if people think I don't look good. I'm funny. I might not want to admit it all the time. I'm funny. So you just have to be able to entertain as well. Like, don't just waste your money on a model. It's a waste.
Yep. Actually, Boom is the one that made, he revised the model that I'm currently using. That's why Boom has an artist badge at my channel. He made it be able to have
Okay.
this blend shape where I'm currently super chunky. I'm a chungus kitty. So.
Yeah, I've been seeing you grow.
All right, let's talk about. I was in your stream when you were doing GTA RP. Can you tell us about your character in GTA RP? What's their backstory, and how did you come up with their personality?
So my GTA RP character's name is Minnie Harlow. And she is a wannabe, what's it called? Interior designer slash fashion wannabe. She likes doing interior design, but she ultimately works on EMS because that was easier to get into than interior
That pays the
design. And
bills.
she is, yeah. And she also recently has gotten into construction because, like, if she can't be an official interior designer yet, this is a good foot in the door. That's her backstory. She moved to Los Santos because her old not really city, but her old town was just like in the middle of nowhere and had nothing going for it, and everyone was just so old fashioned. So interior design, like her style of interior design didn't really work well with the older people, so she moved to Los Santos to work there and try and
Mm,
find herself.
okay. Uh, Chibi has a viewer question. She wants to know if you've experienced harassment for your model, and you know,
Always.
always. Okay.
Yeah. Always. I am not super vocal about it because I feel like there's sometimes no point in me always just talking about all the negative. I get comments all the time about how my hair color doesn't look good on my black skin, the fact that I'm a black VTuber, people talk about that. There's so many comments, inappropriate comments about my VTuber because just having boobs in general, which is
Mm-hmm.
why the circuit model before this had them covered up for the most part. But I have big booba myself, so my model represents parts of myself. I'm just very open about stop being a creep all the goddamn time. Like you can keep it in your pants. Not everyone needs to know. It's very obvious that my
Mm-hmm.
model has boobs. That is just, that is just that. But yeah, I get comments like that a lot. I get Twitter DMs a lot, which is why I don't check them that much. About my model just in general, and just sometimes people in chat um get too focused on the fact that I have boobs and I have more personality than just my body. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Okay. Thank you for answering that one. Um,
hmm
uh, let's go back. Wait, how many years have you been doing GTA RP?
This is actually I've only been doing it for a couple months.
Oh, nice. Oh, nice. How
I'm
did you
very new
get
to
into
it.
it? How did you get into it?
I've been watching No Pixel streams for literally the past couple of years, which is another GTA RP server, a really big one with a lot of really big known names and stuff. I've been watching that content for a while because I think it's hilarious and very fun, but I didn't think I was entertaining enough to actually try and be a part of one of the smaller like servers. So Candy Zeus actually introduced me to the server that I'm in now. Um,
Mm.
but I've been looking to go to like, try and like work my way up because it's a very small server just to get my like, my toes wet. But I want to do like more serious art, not serious. It's just called serious RP because it's like just like RP. But like in bigger servers where like, I can actually try and build like a storyline for my character and stuff like that. I've been thinking about it and slightly looking into bigger servers, like a couple hundred people, which I think I'm ready for, even though it's scary as fuck. But have to work your way up. I didn't want to immediately jump into a big server and not know what the fuck I was doing. I would have cried.
Mm. Yep.
So
Chibi loves your hair, by the way. She loves your hair.
thank you.
Um, well, that's cool. That's cool. Um,
Yeah.
how do you prepare for a GTA RP server? Do you plan out interactions? Do you let things unfold spontaneously? Like, I've always wondered about the story. Like, there's obviously like an overlying story. So how do you
Mhm.
prepare for that?
So for me, I have like a little checklist of what I want my character to accomplish that day. And as far as interactions, I don't think planned interactions are as fun and organic as just letting it happen. So
Mm,
I have a checklist of places I want to go and stuff that I want to do. And then if I see people and stuff just happens naturally, then it happens. But I don't fully have everything like fully planned out because I feel like it's less fun and the reactions are not as, I don't know. I like organic and natural like interactions, whereas like planning stuff. Um, like I've already had one RP arc for my character, which was like this breakup arc that she had with her significant other, which was crazy. It was so good. There was like a couple of twists and like it was just really good, and it was all organic. Like no one expected any of this stuff to happen because it wasn't planned. It was like, oh shit kind of thing, and it was really like I liked that kind of thing more than like trying to plan
mm,
interactions. Like I plan on like having her contact certain people like friends and stuff, but like never like a specific storyline. I kind of let the storyline happen itself.
That's cool. That's cool. Okay, so you kind of have like an idea of what you would like to accomplish, and then you just go with the flow to get to that destination. Okay.
Yep.
Ah, it reminds me of so like one of the best examples of um, improv that I've seen is a show called Quick Draw, which was
Mhm.
literally a western where all the actors showed up on set and it was 100% improv. They just kind of like had an overview of what the
Mhm.
episode was going to be about, but all of them just improv at the moment, just came up with their lines and they all rolled with each other's lines. So it's actually very entertaining if you guys want to check it out.
Okay.
I see the GTA is a lot like that, the RP aspect of it. Um,
Yeah.
well, let's talk about your favorable moments. I think you're alluding to one, but what is your most memorable and hilarious moment from GTA RP? Any standout storylines or character interactions?
Funny moments is every time my wheels fall off when I drive because my character cannot drive. she she can kind of drive, but she is a speed demon and doesn't know when to slow down. So there's a lot of crashing and bumping into stuff that happens. I think the funniest moment with that was when she first got her one of her cars, um, and then drove off. She crashed. Like a couple minutes later, her wheel fell off. She called a tow truck. They fixed her wheel, and she drove off. And literally, not even a minute later, further down the street, her wheel fell off again. And she called and was like, "Hey, funny story. If you look down the street, you'll see that my wheel is coming towards you. I need another one." And it was hilarious. It was hilarious. It was like she called the tow truck company like 3 times that day. It was so funny. That's for
Ouch.
like funny moments.
Mm.
um, Memorable storylines was when Minnie was going through this relationship arc. She had first flew in, and I'll try and TLDR it. I'm kind of bad at that, but I'll try and make it like shorter. She got into a relationship way sooner than she really wanted to, but she was unsure about how to go about it, so she just kind of let it happen. Because she's new to relationships in general, so she was just like, okay, after like someone claimed her, even though, and then Candy Zeus's character was like, girl, you don't do that, you gotta make him work for it. She was like, oh, I didn't know that, and then broke up with them, and wanted to like explore the city more and explore herself. In the midst of that, there was a little bit of drama because um the guy that she broke up with started making her feel like she shouldn't be around and made her feel awkward all the time, and like there was a lot of animosity and stuff like that. So she started like becoming a little bit distant from like the entire group of friends or family or whatever. And two of the family members noticed this and was like trying to make her feel more welcome, and that led to her starting to talk a little bit romantically to one of them, which the two guys, her ex and the guy she was talking to, are in like the same gang family, so it was kind of awkward. It was kind of awkward, but it wasn't
Wow.
on purpose. The guy she broke up with was kind of pushing her into his arms by being like a dickhead and like throwing his temper tantrum and stuff. And so Minnie and the guy were talking for a little bit, and then his ex popped back up in the city. And despite all the time that they were spending together, the guy went back to his ex and left Minnie by herself. And that arc alone was crazy. There was tears. There was like one of her friends caught him and his ex in like a parking lot hugging and kissing before he officially told her. It was like crazy, and anonymously sent her the picture. Like it was crazy. There were so many twists. So many twists. It was like,
Damn.
holy shit, like
That's a lot
this
of
should have
tea.
been a TV show. I know. I was like, cause I was smiling so fucking hard because it was when Minnie got the picture of the guy that she was romantically talking to and his ex-girlfriend. um I was smiling so hard I had to mute myself because I was like, this is so fucking good. But then I had to be in character because like this is terrible. Obviously it's terrible, but this and my head I was like, oh, this shit is so fucking good. And then when he pulled up to tell Minnie about the fact that he chose his ex. He pulled up with his ex, which is the worst thing you could do, period. Which was
Like, are
insane
you
to me.
asking for a fight? Like, is that what you're asking for? Like,
It was so bad. Like, it was so bad. And then I had my character just like say like 2 lines, or like I hope it was worth it, or something like, or oh yeah, because we had just been talking about like, Minnie and the guy was like, I hope we're not wasting each other's time because that's not what I'm here for. And he was like, no, of course not. So then when he pulled up with the girl, her one line was like, so we were just wasting each other. So you were just wasting my time. I see. And she just drove off crying. And it was so good. And it was raining. It was so good. It was just so good. Like that whole thing. And then it like developed more because like the guy realized that he made the worst choice, because like he started realizing that he actually cared for Minnie a lot and he wasn't happy with his ex, and he only picked his ex because his ex was technically there first, you know what I mean? Like she was in the city before Minnie was. So based off of that, he kind of picked her, and that's not what he really wanted. And it was so crazy because like Minnie went through this whole like, you know how people make the jokes where it's like you have a breakup and you dye your hair and have a new personality? That's basically what Minnie was going through. Like because Minnie and his ex had the same hair color of like green. So she was like, fuck that, dyed her hair, cut her hair, and like had this whole like Ramona Flowers like aesthetic arc. It was so good. It was really good. And now they're together.
I gotcha.
In the very end.
That reminds me of a meme I saw on Twitter where it's like, wait, you cheated on me with like the Temu version of me, the Walmart version of me? Like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, it
maybe.
was so good. Like, because like Minnie was trying to like move on or whatever because it was her, because it hurt her because she really liked him. But then it turns out he was like just unhappy with her and he just wanted her anyways. And he would like, because she would frequent his, what was it, auto body like custom shop to get her cars colored and stuff. And so she would change, because she had made a whole car his favorite colors to match one of his cars. So the day after it happened, she pulled up with the matching car and then changed the color to a color she knew he hated. And he was so upset about it. And he had to color the car, which was the best kicker. It was karma. It was perfect karma.
Yep.
It was perfect karma.
And then Mavox says, Rain was a paid actor, not hers.
Honestly, it sure was. It sure was.
Okay. Well, that's cool. I'm glad you're having fun. Also, Candy Zeus is like a amazing improv creator on this platform, so
yes,
it's probably a lot of fun streaming with her. Okay. What's one of the biggest challenges you face in GTRP? Are there any aspects of RP that are especially tricky to navigate?
I think one of the hardest parts is to always keep myself entertained, but also realizing that I don't always have to do something crazy all the time. I could just like live Minnie's everyday life kind of thing. So staying motivated during those slow parts is hard sometimes, but practicing improv is really fun. So I think that would probably be the hardest part, is keeping myself like, I guess, focus, because sometimes when I get too like bored or it gets too slow, I start like falling out of being in character.
Go back.
And I slowly fall into like the OOC kind of stuff, and I have to remember, wait, I have to be IC here. Fuck.
Yeah, everyone's big fans of Candy Zeus. Absolutely, Beppo. Absolutely. Yeah, I will say that, like, I was in another RPer's stream, and it was a lull. It was kind of like, I was like, this, like, I understand the aspect of it. So I was in a GTR peers who's like at the training academy. She's like the second or third in command at the police, and she has to train all the newbies, the new cops, and so they literally went to the firing range for a firing exercise. And she's literally like, I understand the moment of it is like, oh, I gotta train all these scrubs type of thing, make them
Mm-hmm.
into good cops and stuff. But um, I could also see for her it was a challenge because it's not exciting RP content, but it is a
Yep.
necessary step of,
Yep.
keeping that community moving. You have to
Mm-hmm.
have the real day, everyday life aspects of the world in order to make an RP world move. Okay.
Exactly.
Um, all right, let's talk about the community in GTA RP. How does GTA RP community enhance your experience? Have you built any lasting friendships or connections through it?
So the server I'm in is fairly small, but they try and do and like add things into the GTA RP server itself to shake it up a little. So the one that we're in now is a brand new rebirth of the server that we were on. So a lot of stuff has changed, but before that, they would do like these every other day movie nights in a movie theater in the city, like on a big screen that we would just watch movies there, and like events like that. There'd be clubbing events, racing events, events at the drag strip. So they would add like things like that to get people to like convene into one spot and interact, which is fun. It's been a kind of a slow season recently, the past like couple of days since the new server's been out, or like I guess the past week or so. um because the economy changed, so there's a lot more grinding, and a lot of people don't really want to do that. So it's been a little bit slow, but I think I have made some, at least one lasting connection slash friend. But I've interacted with a lot of people in the server that I've been. So I think I've made some good friendships so far.
Hey, welcome
I
back,
think
Open My
so.
Eyes. Yeah. Open My Eyes, we were interviewing It's Circuit, another awesome streamer on this platform. And she's telling me about her GTA RP experience.
Yeah,
This
I think
season,
that.
oh, Mavox says this season is always slow in GTRP, almost through February, to my own experience. Edge.
Yeah, I also agree just in general. Especially, I think it's the most for that, especially for smaller servers.
Mm.
So,
Is it like, is it just because people have to focus on IRL? Like,
mm-hmm. Yeah. And also, like, it's kind of hard for smaller servers to run smaller servers to keep running, because it's like when people lose that motivation, you lose a lot of people. Also, when you've already, like, when you barely have people and they lose that motivation. The way I see it is kind of like Minecraft, because you know how you get that Minecraft itch and you play for like, what, a couple weeks, and then you are off of it because you don't feel like playing anymore for a little bit, and then you get, it's kind of like that, how I see it.
all right, Hikaru, GTA, there's literally roleplay servers where people roleplay as a GTA character. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
like
circuit.
heavily modded too.
Yeah, how would you explain GTA RP to someone who's never heard of it?
So take GTA Online, but make it actually like heavily modded. There's things called scripts, it's basically mods. But there's a bunch of scripts to make it like you can have jobs. There's like clothing scripts where you can have like modded clothes, so you look a lot different. Facial like it's called plastic surgery, but you can have different facial features and make your own character yourself. And fully like delve into what it would be like living in Los Santos. But in my server, it's actually the Chicago map. It's not regular Los Santos. So a bunch of the houses are completely different. And it's built to look like Chicago, Illinois, which is really cool. Um, and you just role play as your character. You have a background, you get a job, you make money, and you interact with people, or don't if that's your character.
Yeah, it's still kind of, or it's still relatively popular, Hikaru.
Yeah,
I want to say
I think it is.
like anytime the OTK crew is involved, like that's when you see a huge surge in viewership. That's just because the
Yeah, true.
platforms that those guys have. But it like GTA 5 is still, because when you're streaming GTA RP, you're still in that category. That's still like the number 3 gaming
Yeah,
category, I
GTA is
believe. Like
yeah,
number
it's
3?
up there.
Like it's still in the top 5 for sure. So it is very
Mhm.
popular content on this platform. All right. And let me ask you about character evolution. How has your GTA character changed over time? How do you decide which new elements or arcs to explore?
She has definitely. She is not shy no
I'm
more.
sorry, Hikaru.
That's what I'll say. I had her be the shyest parts of myself, and she has developed into not being shy. Like, she's a little bit awkward and a little shy, but she is very much more aggressive in the terms of like being vocal about her feelings now.
Mhm.
Whereas at the start she would literally just keep quiet to make everyone else happy, and now she's not doing that. She's like developed into like mm, more of like how I am like more blunt and open. She's not to that point, but she's like more vocal about what she wants and what she doesn't like, and very more open about things. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, she's just more open about her thoughts and feelings and stuff. Um and what was the second part of the question?
Oh, how do you decide which new elements or arcs to explore?
It depends on what she's going through. If I think that she's going through too much of a happy time, we're gonna need to shake that up. You know what I mean? Like, if something has to get shaken up, she needs a challenge or something. Or if it's like too much of a challenging time, I'll try and like do the opposite kind of thing. So it really just depends on the state of the city and what she's going through at the model.
Okay.
At the moment, Jesus, at the moment.
All right. Both Beppo and If It Flies and It Fries want to know, can people, like, It Fries wants to know, can people use a VTuber model in GTRP? And then Beppo says, how configurable are character models in GTA-RP?
So it's not like VR chat where you can directly just import the 3D model into GTA, but with the right scripts, you probably could get it fairly close. Unless you're like a script maker yourself and you can literally just add in custom modded accessories or whatever, so it looks very much like your model. Oh, my fucking phone. Very much like your model and stuff. But it's not like you can put your model into it. Also, the character creation isn't like Sims level of like you can move your face around kind of thing. There are like there are like how do I explain it? I guess it is kind of like The Sims, but it's not as configurable. Like, I can change like my jaw size, my neck size, like my eye height, my eyebrow depth, like my cheekbone depth kind of thing. So it sounds like The Sims, but it's not as like as configurable as The Sims. It's like sorta, but like not really. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to explain because there's like scroll wheels of like I can change my eyebrow depth, of course, you know, that kind of thing, and like my eye socket depth kind of thing. But it's not as much of a change as if you were doing it in The Sims, if that makes sense. Like, the range is a lot smaller, but there is like configurable things, especially when you have scripts and mods and stuff like that.
Now, Beppo wants to know, has anyone made a mod to add the AR kit for facial capture?
I actually have no idea. I don't think so, though.
And then Hikaru says, I thought scripts were bannable because most games I play, they are.
Nope, 5M is literally like Curse Forge for Minecraft. That's what 5M is. So you can do any kind of mods and stuff for that as much as you want that it can handle.
hmm,
So it doesn't, yeah, what
Oh,
Mavok said.
yeah, they're separate. Okay, 5M is a
Yeah. So like
standalone
if I open
platform.
5M, it doesn't open GTA, that kind of thing. But like it opens GTA in 5M, if that makes sense. They're like kind of separated.
Okay, okay. All right. So I have been in your streams, and I have
Mhm.
understood that you're not, GTA is just a recent introduction of new content you've done. But you have done, and for a long time, done a lot of first-person shooter FPS content.
Mm-hmm.
most of that being like Apex or Overwatch. So let me ask you about those games. Both Apex Legend and Overwatch 2 have strong team-based dynamics. How do you approach teamwork and strategy in these games? Do you have a favorite hero or legends?
Yeah. So Overwatch, the way that I navigate Overwatch, never play solo. That is the first mistake when playing these team games. At least have a duo because it's when you're playing with randoms, sometimes you can get lucky and the teamwork and the team dynamic can be amazing. Most of the times it's not like that, especially in lower elo um like areas of the game. So for Overwatch, I always stack with the same couple of people. I have my stacked like 3 stack or 2 stack, like me and my duo and whatever. So I'm a support player mostly in every game I play except for like Apex and Valorant, but I play support characters to help my team the most because I feel like that's where I perform the best at, especially playing like Mercy and recently Juno in Overwatch that came out and Ana. Like, I be denying it sometimes, but my friends will tell you I am like one of the most goated supports that they've played with. Cause like as long as I can keep my team alive, they can do all the heavy lifting of getting kills, like that kind of thing. I don't have to stress about that. But playing support is stress, keeping the whole team alive. But when it comes for like team dynamics, I think because I play with my friends a lot, I think it's kind of easier to have that team dynamic and that teamwork because especially me and my friend Mal, who's also one of my mods, um, me and him have like really good teamwork whenever we're playing together. Honestly, in any game we play, but mostly Overwatch and League because I know how his playstyle is. As like, if he's playing DPS, I know what to expect. I know how to play around him. If he's playing tank, I know what to expect and I know how to play around him with different characters. So it's like um very good chemistry and knowing how he plays and knowing the good timings of when I know he's about to do something, that kind of thing for Overwatch. I only play support in Overwatch. When I was on a team, I was playing tank. I used to be a DPS main and then I'm just a support main. I only ever play support on Overwatch.
Mm, okay. Um, it seems Hikaru, a chatter in my community, has said uh, that she also played Overwatch and she wanted to know, wasn't Mercy nerfed? I'm assuming that's a recent nerf.
The
Maybe?
most recent patch, no, it wasn't a nerf. Everyone wants her to get nerfed, but she didn't get the most recent patch. She didn't get nerfed, and I think the patch before that, she also didn't get touched,
Mm,
which is crazy. As a Mercy player, I do think they need to do something because even though I'm broken when I play Mercy, I think Mercy is a little like not broken, but like in lower elos, she's like just too easy. You know what I mean? I don't really play her if I'm playing like comp, even though she's one of my best support players, because her healing output, despite what people think, if there's good players, her healing is just trash. You're better off playing like Ana, Zenyatta, Kiriko. But in lower elo, she's just so easy to play. She's just so easy to play. So they might need to make some changes to her, especially with the what's it called? The healing, what's it called? I can't think of the word. The healing passive, on top of she heals herself 40% of the healing she does. So it's like she almost never dies if you have good movement, which I have prided myself on my Mercy movement.
mhm.
That's what keeps me alive the most is the Mercy movement.
I gotcha. And then Hikaru agrees with you. Ana would be a better heal. Okay.
She's better because she can her healing isn't super high, but with her nade and if you hit your shots on top of you can also just do damage, through your teammates and stuff like that. She's just a good all arounder, especially with her sleep. There's amazing combos to be done with her sleep, and it works better in with your team, especially if there's like a dive comp or like there's like a poke comp. She like just works, especially with her ult if you want to get like big plays. Kiriko, very helpful, very useful. Her Suzu is amazing. Her ult helps with like pushing in, also with dive comps, because she can TP in and Suzu her team. Like it just depends. It really depends. I
Mhm.
like have tried to learn how to play every support at least a little bit. I'm still learning Brigitte and Baptiste, but
Mhm.
I have learned to just adapt to how my team plays. That's how I play.
Mm. Okay, so in Overwatch, they're heroes, and then Apex, they're legends.
Mm-hmm.
In Overwatch, what are your go-to heroes?
Mercy, Anna, and if I'm actually trying, it would be Mercy, Anna, and Kiriko.
Mercy,
And
Ana,
then
Kiriko.
if depending on their tank, I'll play Life Weaver, because like I'm good at like blocking ults and like saving my team from certain ults on Life Weaver. So if I know that like their team is like having too good of an ult, I'll swap to like I'll swap to Life Weaver and stuff. In Apex though, um I used to main Loba and Mirage, and then when used to play avidly, I was doing the 1,000 kill race, where I tried to get 1,000 kills on every character, and the last character I was playing was Pathfinder, I believe.
Mm. Okay, Narstar wants to know, do people, Genjis, and other fast mains get mad about Moira?
Um, it depends. Moira is just a direct counter to Genji, so any Genji main that sees Moira is just obviously going to be annoyed because most of the times you're only swapping to Moira to counter the Genji, or the Sigma or the Diva. So yes, but Moira mains aren't even like they're they're hit or miss. They either are actually playing the character properly, or they're just trying to damage and DPS and not actually heal. So
Mm. And then Hikaru wants to know, do you think Overwatch's game is more so focused on movement or aim?
mm, I think the supports it's more focused on movements because if you die, your team dies. You have to stay alive as long as possible to keep your team alive to do what they have to do.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's like the other like DPS, if you're missing, you're not hitting you're like obviously if you're missing, you're not getting no damage and nothing's dying. You have to have like some semblance of aim with certain characters. Obviously, like if you're playing Symmetra, your turret can do a lot of the work and you just have to make sure you're zapping them a little bit. But for most hit scans, which is like most of the DPS, you have to hit your shots to kill anything and like, have them die. Same for some of the tanks. I think tanks, it's a mix of both because if you can't get out of that situation as a tank, you're dead. Your team just crumbles as well behind you. So it depends. My play style though, as playing Mercy and playing Juno, it's mostly movement so I can stay alive because my healing is fine.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Also, the
Okay.
1,000 kills thing, yeah, it wasn't that. Okay, I don't want. It sounds like a flex, but it's not. I just played the game so much that it wasn't that hard for me. I
Mm.
had like 5 characters done, but then I just stopped playing the game. Period.
And then Hikaru wants to know, is Diva still a good tank?
Depends on the enemy team. Because not all characters work. Not all tanks work well in certain situations. So if it's primarily a beam team, like if there's May, if there's Symmetra and Moira, Diva is not going to work because you can't matrix anything. You're just going to get melted. If it's a hit scan tank and you're like, or a hit scan team and you're trying to dive like, I don't know, the squishes in the back and you know how to get out, or if you trust your supports, yeah, she's good. She's not trash right now though. Her rockets do a lot of damage. I don't remember if they reverted that buff, but I'm pretty sure they didn't. So right now she's in a fine spot. She's fine.
She's
She's
fine.
not like broken, but she's fine.
Is Bridget still a hottie? North Star wants to know.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, she is.
I used to play a lot, Diva a lot, back when the game first came out. Okay, nice if it flies at price. Okay, and then, okay, let's go back to the question because legends. What are your
Hmm.
go-to legend characters?
Yeah, for Apex, I was a Mirage and Loba main, but then I kind of swapped over to Pathfinder and Wraith for movement's sake. Pathfinder mostly for movement. Wraith mostly because I like to go in aggressively and I want to be able to get out so my team can then move in, which is how you're really supposed to play her. Um, so at heart, Mirage and Loba still, but Mirage is kind of bad now, or from my understanding, he's still kind of bad now.
Mm-hmm.
And Loba, I just loved playing Loba.
Mm.
But when I stopped playing the game, I was on Pathfinder because I was doing the 1,000 kill run for him, and then playing some Wraith.
Interesting. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Let me go back to Overwatch for a moment because there's one thing I don't understand because I don't play Overwatch. So your team comp has a lot to do with whether you have an advantage in a match or disadvantage in a match.
So the
Question mark?
team comp, you at the start pick whatever you want, but if your enemy is like doing direct counters, then you kind of have to change your team comp a little bit because some characters directly counter other characters, and so you are kind of automatically at a loss. It's gotten even worse now. Counter picking has been such a pain in my ass, just in general for Overwatch, because like if you're doing too good on a character, they'll immediately counter swap to just fully on like stunt you out, and then you have to counter swap, and then they counter swap, you're counter swap, and it's just been a lot. But everyone at the start
Wait,
is
you can
fairly
swap.
neutral.
You can swap heroes mid-match.
Yep. Yep.
Mm.
Whenever you die, every death you get sent back to spawn, and you can swap your character there. So it's a lot of counter swapping. It's kind of annoying, but just have to adjust. Just have to adjust. So like, say if like someone's playing Genji, for example, going back to what someone said in chat about Moira's. Moira has this ability where she can just suck your life out of you through any kind of like ability. So Genji has a deflect ability, which is useless against Moira because she can still suck the life out of you through that. She is a direct counter because her abilities go past his deflect. He can't really do anything but take constant damage. So Moira would be a direct counter to Genji. He would have to swap to something else. Same thing for Moira against Diva. Diva has this ability called her Matrix, where it absorbs projectiles. Moira doesn't have projectiles besides her little orb, so she can just run at this tank. Granted, she still might die, but she can just run at this tank and still use her little suck ability. So it's like stuff like that. Direct counters.
Overwatch used to not be like that. Well, yeah, it looks like it
sure
evolves. It looks like it evolves.
Yeah. Past like what 2 years or so for me, I've noticed how bad it's gotten. Like it's just become a meme that's just called Counterwatch by like everybody.
Counterwatch.
Okay. Counter picking. In the most recent patch, they literally had to add something to try and fight against the Counterwatch, which is like when you swap a character, it doesn't show up on the leaderboard for like 15 seconds so people can stop like doing direct counter swaps. But I feel like that's not even enough. That's not enough. They just wait 15 seconds and then they'll see anyways.
Okay. If it applies the process, I feel like it from feeling like a better version of COD, but after updates, they made it feel too much like chess in a way.
I agree, because like the way that some of these people play, like some people will literally die once, immediately swap to someone's counter and just sit and spawn away to see who they change to swap again. Like it's just crazy. It's crazy. Or like the whole team will swap to characters that counter one. Like if one Widowmaker is doing good, then the enemy team swap into Sombra, Diva, Tracer, all just to kill and bully that Widow to swap it. Like it's crazy. It's crazy. Like you can't have fun on certain characters anymore in certain like elos, which causes a lot of people to make Smurf accounts, and that's a whole nother problem.
Okay, Hikaru wants to know if you have played Valorant, or do you have Valorant
I play
in
Valorant.
your lineup? Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately.
You are an FPS junkie. Okay. What did you rank in Valorant, or did you just play for
I
fun?
didn't play rank in Valorant, and okay, I did, but I only got to gold. I didn't want to
Smurfs.
grind. I did my placements and that's it. Because the only thing about playing it in Valorant is the round lengths to playing like unrated and competitive, because it's like first to 13, and that's if you guys don't go into overtime or any of that, or if it's a back-to-back close games. You're playing like 24 to like 30 rounds of Valorant back to back on the same map against the same people. That is exhausting. So for that thing alone, because you're spending borderline like 30 and maybe more minutes in one round against one like team, it's tiring. So I never, if rarely, had the energy to sit through all of that ranked. I would lose my goddamn mind. So I played Swift Play a lot, which is like first to five, short burst rounds, and that's it. And when I wanted to grind like a battle pass or something, then I would play unrated to get the XP. But man,
Mm.
playing ranked was exhausting. But I did play rank a couple of times, got to gold, thought about grinding to diamond or plat. Was it plat or diamond? One of those. And I was like, bro, this is just awful. Also, Valorant players, the fan base, the player base is god awful to women, even though, I go by they, them, I'm non binary. But just for the sake of, just for argument's sake, awful to women or any femme presenting entity, period. And it's awful. Don't even get me started if they find out I'm black. It's like terrible.
Platinum diamond. Could go
Oh, so
over
grinding
now.
to plat is what I was going to try and do.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, Hikaru is also they them, by the way, which is kind of cool.
Okay.
Um, yeah, she plays a
Yeah.
lot of Valo. That's her go-to. Trust me, I know. Yeah, like they're
It's
Hikaru's
awful.
they them, and then the minute you talk on comms, they're just yeah,
Mhm.
they 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 go hog wild, and it's not great.
Yeah, and not always in a good way. It's like misogynistic the whole time, and then it's like exhausting because I have a mouth on me. I'm not just gonna let someone sit there and be blatantly disrespectful. But I also don't feel like arguing back and forth for 13 rounds with my own teammate the whole time. It's like, what's the point? So I just don't talk, period. Like, unless it's like rank and I have to give a comm that I can't type in time, and then I have to hope that they're not fucking dickheads, and I have to turn off fucking comms all the time.
Yeah, mute them. Oof, that's tough because you're supposed to communicate as a team. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Ugh.
also I get the advice, but just in general, whenever someone posts like a clip of them being blatantly disrespected, and I mean like someone saying slurs or crazy misogynistic rants that they were going in Valorant, everyone's response is just to mute them. But I don't understand that mindset to an extent when this is a
Yes and no.
team-based
Yeah.
game and we are supposed to be communicating. But also, why am I, as the victim, being told to just mute them and just ignore them when it's like every other game? What about the dickhead spouting all this nonsense? Why doesn't he just stop talking? Why isn't that like that's like I don't get it. I think that the people should just stop being dickheads and saying shit, and they should just get punished, whereas we just get told just to mute. I didn't get on this game just to play in silence. If I'm playing comp, we need to communicate. That's the whole point. But I get when people say just mute because no one wants to hear it. But like also,
I understand.
what about getting on these people for being horrible people?
Yep.
Why is it my fault for not? Why is it my, in quotations, my fault for not muting and not his fault for being awful? I hate that argument that I see all the time when people like post clips and TikToks of like being treated horribly just for simply speaking and be femme presenting, which is
Yep.
literally awful. Like they could make a really good comm about a player or something or being helpful, and they get called all types of crazy names. I know from experience, it's just awful.
And more games need to have incentives to be nice to other players, says Geofracture Games. Mute chat, mute text chat. Then you're not communicating. Yeah.
If that's what it takes for you to have a good game, that's fine. But
Hey, what's up,
I
Ultimation?
I'm like I'm talking primarily for like ranked, because that's like the most important place to like comment and even unranked or unrated. Like in swift play, I don't need to talk. It's swift play. I don't really care. It's like 5 rounds and then on to the next. But like most a good chunk of the player base are comp grinders, and that's where a lot of those clips come from, are people in comp trying to talk to their teammates. It's like insane to me.
Yep, Ultimation, we are interviewing its circuit. So far, we've learned its circuit is a killer bee, VTuber, that is been meshed with a human. Also, very skilled FPS player, as well as recently started doing GTA RP, which I
Yeah.
remember Ultimation is also from the GTA RP community. He's been doing it for years, if I recall correctly, Ultimation.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Mic muted, comms muted, Spotify to 20%, 25% gaming. Exactly, boo.
I do that. Well, for Overwatch, I don't have the calm because most of my team would be my friends anyways. But for Valorant, yeah, I haven't been playing Valorant as much recently because I just don't have the energy to just argue with misogynistic men or pick me girls in the VC chat all the time. It's exhausting. I don't have the energy, so I just haven't been playing slash had the motivation to play it. But I've also been like slowing down on the amount of FPS games I've been playing period at a time. So
That's interesting, Geofracture Games. He says, I forget which game it was, but there was a game that Pirate Software goes on about that use voting on players you like to boost their XP gain per round, which stopped a large amount of the toxic nonsense.
oh,
That's pretty
I
cool.
don't even remember. Yeah, that sounds cool, but I don't know which game. It doesn't
Yeah, and
ring a
also,
bell.
I have heard Pirate Software talk about Final Fantasy XIV being very strict about countering the toxic communities. Like allegedly, like that's why it's survived as long as it can. Because like he was saying that if you linked like a DPS meter, which people do in WoW all the time, to like flex on other people, you get in trouble allegedly in Final Fantasy XIV. Like, it's kind of interesting. I've never tried it. Like I'm a former WoW player, so that's pretty much all I played for a long
Okay.
time. So I wish Valorant would have a feedback system, so when we get a toxic player out of the Valorant community, yeah, that would be nice. Dawngate, okay, Dawngate has an XP voting system. Yep, Final Fantasy XIV is pretty good. They don't usually have toxic encounters. Yeah, they have a really good community on Final Fantasy XIV. You can use a DPS meter, but you can't say you have it in game because it'll get you in trouble, Nutters. Final Fantasy XIV has won best community for a few years in a row back 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 in the day. Yeah. Yeah, they're very active about making sure they have a nice welcoming community.
Mm.
Yeah, I gotta
Yeah,
say,
very
like,
cool shit.
another thing about the FPS is, like, if you have a community that you play with, like, that also will, make you have much more enjoyment. Especially if the community
Yeah.
you play with isn't that serious about being competitive. They're just like, we're here to have fun, not
Mhm.
here to be sweaty, rank uppers type of thing. So,
Yeah.
okay, okay. Also, Kicker, thank you for reminding me earlier. I did not realize I forgot that I turned off the ad break warning overlay. So, if at any point you need to break its circuit, if you need to go to the restroom, just
Mhm.
let me know and I will take a forced ad break.
Okay.
So that's why I quit League of Legends, and WoW is because toxic players. I just don't enjoy grown adults acting like toddlers. Yep, that is
Oh, I
100% it.
play League. I've been playing a lot of League recently.
Oh, I did notice that.
Yeah.
I did notice that. Okay.
I play League in general, but I've been playing a lot more because I was taking a like FPS break, and I was like, well, I was grinding League for a prestige skin that just came out, the Fright Night Zeri skin. So I was playing a lot of League to grind for that, and I just kept playing. But I've been playing League for like the past 2 years, I think two or
Nice.
3 years.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, I did look at your playtime. Minecraft was actually one of your highest, another high playtime.
Yes.
Minecraft offers so much room for creativity. You use it to build impressive structures, explore, perhaps create roleplay elements within the game. Like, what do you do in Minecraft? What is your go-to?
I love building in Minecraft. It's one of my favorite things to do. Oh my gosh. So I am a builder in Minecraft. I am not the go get mining stuff. I will build the best village you've ever seen in your life. Okay, maybe not the best. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but I love building in Minecraft. So that's what I do the most. That's why I have the most time because I build a lot. I love building.
Mhm. Ultimation says, I love your avatar. It's super creative. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, put on my ice pop. Have my little snack.
Okay, so you're a builder.
It's my VTuber pet.
You're a builder in Minecraft. Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
Like, what's
I
one of the
love
coolest
building.
things you built in Minecraft?
Oh, I don't know if I still have the screenshots. The coolest thing I've built, when I was going, I had a Minecraft server with some friends, um, and I built like my own little village. Like I built myself a mushroom house. It had a cafe. I built a bakery, a 5-star restaurant. I built a winery and this farm area. And I was building a big chest, like a Minecraft chest to have for storage because my mushroom house was like I was getting too many things. Oh, I don't know if I still have the screenshots, but um that's like the my favorite thing that I've built was like that just it was my own little village and it was all connected.
Mm-hmm.
If I can find the screenshots, then I don't think I can though. I think I clean out my
Yep.
screenshots.
And Ultimation wants to know, do you enjoy modded Minecraft?
I only ooh, when I got build mods to enhance my building experience, I never went back to vanilla. Never went back. I freaking there's so many good ones where it's like it adds like decorative windows, more furniture, stuff that you can mess around with for like blocks, decorative blocks. It was like never went back.
Mm.
I love building. Like I want to try and when I get my Minecraft phase back, I want to try really badly to do a mega build, which is like a super insane gigantic build. It's definitely not going to be in survival cuz I'm not that crazy yet, but it's going to I want to do like a mega build like a castle or like something huge.
GeoFracture Games wants to know, have you seen the Feed the Beast version of Minecraft?
I have. I have.
Wait, what is that?
I seen hold on. Sorry, I'm getting a message. Give me 1 second. Feed the Beast, it's like if I recall, it's like a bunch of mods. Like it's a different version with different mods, like different mod packs. The one that I saw was the Neo City one. Was it called Neo City? Neo City? Neo Tech? Something like that. That's the one I saw. They look pretty cool. It's like different mod packs, but like Feed the Beast version. I don't know how to explain it. I'm very bad at explaining things, but
Mm,
I've seen it.
okay.
Oh yeah, there we go. They explained it way better than I could.
Feed the Beast is a launcher with 110 of the curated mod packs. Oh, so it just makes it easy. So it's just like, okay.
hmm
Okay. And then
I use curse words for my stuff though.
And then Beppo says, had you tried building stuff IRL? I do know she is a cosplay maker and prop builder. But
yeah,
is
in
there
the
other
past,
stuff that you build IRL?
Not on Minecraft levels of build. I collect K-pop photo cards and I decorate top loaders with Decoden. That's as good as it gets. That's as good as it gets.
Well, you also said you make wigs too, right? You make.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, I style and make my or most well, yeah, style and make like half of my wigs, maybe like 60%.
Oh, what's
Wigs
like
that
the
I own.
coolest prop you've made that you would say?
Mm, hmm. Roadhog's all of Roadhog's accessories,
All those
like
accessories.
his shoulder tire, his hook, his shotgun on the back, his his like arm thingy, like the tubes and stuff. Think that's probably the coolest one I made. Um, and then I made Marceline's guitar axe like a long ass time ago. That was one of the first ones I ever made, like a long ass time ago. Um, and then I made Ryuko Matoi's scissor, her half of the scissor. I think that was pretty cool too. And then I made Hellboy's hand, like his right hand of doom. I made that one too.
Okay.
I think that was pretty cool.
All right. And then another game I saw you spend a lot of time in is Dead by Daylight.
Oh man. Yes, sir. I when I back on my console days, I used to no life the fuck out of DBD. And for my DBD on stream isn't even taking into account for the hours I had on console. It's probably easily probably my second most played game. I got my cosmetics and stuff because they recently implemented cross progression. Thank God. Because I had to start over, but now I have all my cosmetics and stuff. But it doesn't like transfer over your hours. But I used to also no life DBD. I used to love the game so much. I love it a little bit less. I still like the game, but yeah, I used to and sort of kind of play a lot of DBD. When I'm not
Mm.
trying to shoot people, I'm like playing Survivor.
Yep. All right. So with Death by Daylight, the tactics, Death by Daylight is known for its intense survival gameplay. Do you have a
Mhm.
preferred? Do you prefer to play as a survivor or a killer? And what's your go-to strategy?
I prefer to play Survivor. I am not built for killer at all. I played killer for a little bit to try and learn. But I ultimately just went back to Survivor anyways. I am a Survivor player. And I I rather it. I rather it. It's very intense as Survivor, but I love trying different DBD builds, and it's super fun to learn how to loop. Recently, when I made the swap to PC in general is when I was really trying to learn how to loop, because looping on console is a lot harder than looping on keyboard and mouse. So I was practicing my looping then, and it's kind of sparked another love for the game to practice looping killers. So that's what
Mm.
I was doing a lot of.
Beppo wants to know if you're playing Survivor, are you listening to The Eye of the Tiger?
Nah, I'm listening to a lot of K-pop when I'm playing Survivor. Or actually for DBD, I can't listen to music at all. I have to
Mm.
it's hard for me. DBD is one of the games where I can't listen to music and play. I have to hear everything. I have to see everything, because if I listen to the music, then I'll get distracted, and I need to heighten my hearing. I can't listen to music while I play that. That and Valorant. Like some games, like if it's Overwatch or League, I can play music and play just fine. But like DBD, I cannot listen to music and play.
And there's so many sound cues in Death by
Yeah.
Daylight as well, says
Mm-hmm.
Mavox Nunners. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, I also saw Fortnite was in your rotation.
Yeah, not of recently, but a lot of my other friends they play Fortnite avidly, so I have it just for when they want to play. I used to play it with friends when I used to play on console a lot, but not anymore. I don't really play. I don't know. I don't have the urge to play Fortnite unless like my friends like, you want to play, and I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll play for you. But the game itself, it's not really itching me to play. But they're gonna have a New Jeans collab in January. I'll play then. I'll play then. So I love that group.
Yep. He's Yeah, Fortnite has a unique mix of building and battle royale. How do you balance these elements? Do you have any memorable victories or fun moments in Fortnite.
I didn't play. So when I do play Fortnite, I don't play build because it's hard for my brain to even grasp the concept of how to do those builds incredibly fast. Especially when I was playing on console, I could never. But even on mouse and keyboard, my brain just can't keep up. So I play no builds to eliminate all that extra BS that these kids on Adderall do in the builds. Like it's insane to me how they do half those things. So I play no build. So I just rely on basically being able to rotate the map properly and my shooting skills. Um so I don't know. It depends on how I was playing. If I was feeling silly and not taking it seriously and just fucking around with my friends, we just fuck around all the time. But if I was like try harding, it'd be like more strategic of where I landed, how I rotated, my loadout and stuff like that, and like what I would do. My most memorable victory is when I literally my entire team died at the start of the game. All my friends they died at the start of the game. I think we were playing trios. Was it trios or squad? It was either trios or squads, and all my friends died. And every time I tried to get their cards and stuff, they're like they would be camping, like the people who killed them would just be camping, so I couldn't get it. So I had to like spend the rest of the game by myself because they wouldn't let me leave. So I literally ended the game with like 23 kills, killing people and third partying, and then we won.
Oh wow!
And never again. I
never
said
again?
next time you all die, I'm leaving the game. I don't want to hear it. Never. I had gray hairs at the end of that.
That's how you get
20
bumped into a
plus
strong player.
kills.
Damn.
Stress.
Literally carried the team.
Literally, and it was so stressful. I wasn't even happy. I was like shaking and gripping my keyboard the whole time. I wasn't even happy. It's like, oh my gosh, I just aged like 30 years.
Interesting.
It's very
Okay.
difficult.
Wow. You play a variety of games, a huge variety.
Yeah. Yeah.
And switching between them, like I'm still wrapping my head around it with such variety in games. How do you keep up with it? With how do you keep up with the different play styles for each game? How do you find it? Do you find it challenging to switch between them during stream? Like,
Not really. So, on top of like, how do I explain it? So on top of like my autism, sometimes it's hard for me to stick to one thing. So I like do a bunch of different things. I like to swap. I get kind of bored of certain things easily, doing the same thing over and over again. So honestly, I've also lived my life built on adapting to like anything. So like when I swap games, my brain kind of immediately adapts to whatever I'm playing now. You know, that kind of thing. Sometimes it
Mhm.
takes me a little bit, but for the most part, especially on stream, like if I stream for like 4 hours, we're playing at least 3 different games or doing at least 3 or 2 different things. So it's like my brain, when it's like, okay, I'm getting tired of DBD, time to play, I don't know, some Valorant, my brain automatically swaps to like Valorant mode. Or if I'm swapping from League to Overwatch, my brain automatically swaps to Overwatch mode. Like I might die a couple times to, you know, get in the swing of it, but I think I adapt to things fairly quickly.
Yeah, that
In
sounds
general,
like
but especially with game
this
things,
sounds like a
game
nightmare
wise.
scenario for me because I'm so bad. Like I one stream I did Resident Evil 2, and then like the next stream I did Silent Hill 2, and like my brain was
Oh, so
struggling.
that seems hard.
Like
Yeah.
that, my brain was struggling. But also, I don't think I could ever just like switch a game midstream. Like I'm just
If I'm doing like a
I
story
hyper
game,
fixate.
like
it.
oh, I understand. If I'm doing like a story game, like the casting of Frank Stone, I still haven't finished it, but like that, I'm doing that for the whole stream because that's exhausting because there's a lot of reading and paying attention. But if it's like an FPS, like swapping from an FPS to League, or like a comfy game to like an FPS or something like that, for me, fairly easy for me to swap over, especially if I'm getting bored of one and swap it to the next one. It's like, yeah, I'm done playing this one, I want to play something else, that kind of thing. So it makes it kind of easy.
Interesting. Okay. Okay. All right, and then let's talk about, since you're from so many different games and gaming communities, each of these games has a distinct community. Is there one game's community that stands out you especially as welcoming or fun to engage with?
I'm gonna be honest. The most welcoming, I'd say, out of all the games I've played, is probably. Hmm, at the time, I say Dead by Daylight is probably the most welcoming community. Every gaming community has toxicity, but I
Yep.
feel like DBD's was a lot less at the time when I first started playing. There was a lot more goofy people who play goofy killers and like just kind of fuck around and farm and make funny moments and stuff like that. It still happens. There's a lot of people who play killer that just kind of fuck around and make for funny interactions and stuff like that. I think DBD was probably the most welcoming and the most fun. Um, Even though of course it has like toxic moments. I think for me, DBD is probably the only game that I didn't stop playing due to toxic community stuff. I just stopped playing because I just kind of got a little bit bored of the game and wanted to swap it up. Every other game where I've taken a break was because the community sucked. I think DBD is probably the only time because, like, obviously some killers are crybabies. Obviously some survivors are crybabies. You can't really escape that. But I think DBD for me wasn't like it's more tolerable because for me, especially for Dead by Daylight, there's no way to communicate with your team in the game. You know, it doesn't really it's silent toxicity, that kind of thing. And then like at the end of the game, yeah, people can type in the end game chat, but like no one's really looking at that shit all the time. So
Yep.
it's like my teammate might be bad or do something stupid, but like, you know, I'm not getting berated all the time or having like terrible slurs thrown at me and shit all the time like in the game and stuff. So it's a lot more manageable whenever there's like a toxic teammate or something.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
So it's a lot more tolerable. I can deal with that. The only issue is like, you know, social media fandoms like DBD Twitter and shit like that. Obviously, Twitter just sucks in general. So, you
Twitter
know,
does suck. Twitter does
but
suck.
you know, I think DBD was the most welcoming community. And the one that stands out the most is probably Valorant, but not because it's a good thing. It's because it's just terrible. It's just bad. It's just terrible. So,
Yeah, no,
and
go
then
to Valo
every
for
Overwatch
people to be
player
nice
just
to you.
hates Overwatch.
Mhm.
So we're all just stuck there because we're addicted to the game and we've been playing since the game dropped. I remember getting Overwatch 1 on physical console, waiting outside of GameStop for it to drop. Like, that's how long I've been playing. I've been playing since it dropped. Dropped.
Okay.
So,
All right, I'm gonna interrupt because I need to thank Ultimation. Ultimation just
no
gifted
problem. I saw.
five subs to the community, and Ultimation, you saw those dancing cubes that were in the sky. Those were your gift subs raining down on the community. So that's one of the cool things that Boom added to my project. So yeah, thank you for the gift subs. You made it to where Bellows Jams can come here with an ad-free viewing experience, along with the Mist Oz, Thunder Nugget, Mr. Zombie UK, and Dom Apple. So thank you so much, Ultimation. Thank you for the gift subs. I appreciate it. Oops, there we go. Sorry. Yeah, it's hard because I'm trying to like I want to do streamer things, but I also want to let you keep the conversation moving. So it's always
No,
challenging.
you're good. You're good.
Cool. And then yeah, so avoid the Val community. DBD was pretty good. Let's talk about your streaming evolution. So I went back and found that you started in 2018.
Mm.
What? Ultimation gifted another
Oh,
subby?
thank you.
It's Circuit, Ed Circuit. You also now have access to my emotes.
Hell yeah.
Your emotes are cute, Ultimate, or it's Circuit, but I will fight you. Mine are cuter. Mine are the cutest emotes
I
on
can't wait to
Twitch.
show my new ones
You
though.
can't.
My new
Oh,
ones.
like
My new ones are so cute.
I missed the cube that time. I apologize, Ultimation, but thank you for the gift sub. In fact, you know what? Let's take a moment. Let's. So when people directly subscribe, they become actual gatos in my project. So let me spawn at least 2 cats. Okay. So I'm spawned 2 cats, and I'm gonna take a moment to rename one. It's Circuit, because you just got added to a gato community. So we'll take a look at your cat. It's Circuit. And then I will also make sure that Ultimation's got a cat here. But let me search cat. I have your name on the clipboard, so now I can go to cat number 13 and rename it to It's Circuit. Update name. And then let me also get Ultimations. Make sure he's got a cat here. We'll make you cat number 14. Update name. Actually, let me spawn another cat. Let's make sure. I think MEOW subscribed when I was in the Micoverse. I'll make sure we have a MEOW cat. Now let's take a look at your cat. Let's see what you got. Let's see what you got. It's Circuit. So you didn't think you were going to be a cat today. You may be a killer bee, but you're also a cat. Let's do this. Let's go find your cat. Well, Mavox, you are a tabby. I found you immediately. Always a cute tabby. Always a tabby.
Aww.
Choo choo. We got a hypey trade? We got a hype trade? It's Circuit. You are also a tabby. Check it out. Check
I like
yourself out.
tabbies.
Tabbies are good cats. Always a tabby.
My favorite are calicos though.
Callies.
Mhm.
We have a
I
couple
love calico
Callies.
cats.
Oh, Ultimation is also a tabby. Hanging out over here. I see you, Ultimation. Thank you so much. Thank you for being part of the community. We also got several community box TVs, a tabby. Namori's a spotted orange cat, so it's mild mannered. Little Hollow is an orange tabby like me. We got more tabbies over here. We got Ray Dog, we got Imperial Avery, Pixie Meat. Yeah, we have quite the gato community, as I call it. Oh, Koji is a Bengal. I have not seen one calico today. I do have calicos as a color pattern option. So, um, are these cats spawned inside the Micoverse? No, the Micoverse you get a gift. You get a gift that spawns um, as a gift sub. So it literally rains subs on you as the streamer. But yeah, this is all my this is my Unreal project that I started, and Boom has helped me make some improvements with. So thank you for supporting the community. Ultimation, you literally made it to where we have more gatos, and they get that awesome ad-free viewing experience, and we have an awesome hype train. So after this interview, we will celebrate. We will do a cat jam after the interview. So okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going. We are actually, with my notes, we're actually at the bottom of the notes, which is good. So again, you started in 2018.
Mhm.
How has your streaming style or content focus evolved over the years?
So when I started, again, I was just a fucking bumblebee delivery girl, kind of cutesy wootsy, just trying to go with the trend, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But over time, I think it slowly evolved into just me being myself and honestly not really giving a fuck about being a having like just this perfect cookie cutter like idol like image. I'm just kind of myself, and that's kind of it. I kind of do what I want, and um just being myself has been the thing that has accumulated the community that I have now. And I think it's also just the best way to go about my content, because like I actually like it, because it's me, it's myself. I'm
Yeah.
not trying to put on some kind of actor facade or not trying to mask to hell kind of thing, you know? So it's evolved from me trying to be like everyone else, from me just like wanting to be myself. And if people like it, they'll stay. And if they don't have to stay. That's kind of fine. Um my content focus, I used to think that I was the most unentertaining being on this planet. And now I'm slowly realizing that I'm funny as fuck and I am entertaining, and it's been
Mm-hmm.
helpful with making content because I edit my own stuff. It's been very helpful to like figure out my editing style, how to elevate myself in terms of like some of my clips are funny in their own right, but it helps to know myself and know my humor to edit and create the content that I think my community would like. So it's been like a lot of self-discovery because I've been doing like everything myself and on my own. So it's been a lot. It's been a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, being yourself is definitely the thing to do, in my opinion, says Geofracture Games. Far less stressful, far more honest, says Geofracture Games.
Yeah.
And the Beppo
Yeah.
says, yep, there's always going to be people who enjoy you, no matter how different or unique you are.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And
okay.
if they don't like me, I don't care. And you know, that's their opinion. That's what they want to do or not be. That's what they want to be a part of or not be a part of. I just learned to like not let that stuff stress me out because I don't, doesn't really affect me, that kind of thing. So I just been kind of doing my own thing and figuring out what I want to do. And I'm still honestly learning content creation and how to go about the space and do my own things. And I'm still learning a lot.
Yep. My community loves to mess with me and cause chaos,
I
much like yours,
see.
I'm sure. So I have
Yeah.
a 100-bit cheer redeem that plays a clip that they really enjoyed, where I sang the song of my people as a cat, and um, they like to do it when I'm like, engaged and stuff, or like to embarrass me, and it works every freaking time. You're like watching my stream and you're like, what the hell is going on? What the hell is that?
I
No,
saw.
that is
I
me
saw.
singing. That is me singing the song of my people. We as cats sing at like 2, 3 a.m. when we go do our, you know, after midnight zoomies.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get to Beppo's comment. Beppo says, well, you need to think like that because there's going to be 10 people who are good friends, thousands of people who are fans, 80 people who hate you, and 8 billion people who don't give the slightest goddamn if you exist or not.
Thank you for the sub. Welcome.
What am I supposed to do about half of that? I can't control half of that. That's on
Exactly.
them.
That's on them. Yep. Yes, and then I also have the Cheer 69 redeem, which wrecks me. Literally wrecks me and my project, as well as plays an audio clip that. Okay, I'll tell you the lore. Let me snooze this ad break, and then I'll tell you the lore.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a creator on this platform who may or may not have had an incident involving her cats and yeeting them.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yep. So that creator is banned in my channel. So she's not somebody that I follow. I don't enjoy her content, although I've heard she's a really nice person when it comes to humans. Like, she treats her friends and streamer people really good, from what I've heard.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, not welcomed, because I'm a cat. Like, it comes with the territory. So
Yeah.
So as part of a charity event, that I did a event where, if I reached X dollar amount, I would gift a sub to the streamer of the community's choice.
Mm-hmm.
And they chose that person. So I had to drop a sub in her chat. And I broke inside a little bit. And so they know that's the moment that so they clipped it. They have an audio clip, and they demanded that be the audio clip that plays when I get my Cheer 69 redeem. So yeah, that's the origin of the voice, and then the origin of the character. I didn't want her to be specifically in my project, but there's a certain community member that's a huge Elon Musk simp, like just huge simp. So I renamed her to Ilanide. So Ilanide is who comes into my project and wrecks me. So with the audio clip.
That is insane work. That's insane.
So these are the
That
toys
is
I give my
insane.
community. So yes, I understand the chaos, and they love doing the chaos during my interview content. That's okay. That's okay. That's the whole Twitch experience.
I guess so.
But you started just on a console, so you didn't even know there was a chat. You didn't? Did you have a microphone when you were streaming your Apex?
Yeah, I had a headset and a mic, or like a headset mic and stuff. Like, sounded terrible, but actually, it didn't sound too bad. But you know, it's not this level of quality.
Yeah. Yeah. Then did you
Yeah,
eventually
I didn't really
see
know
a
there
chat?
was a chat and stuff. Because I
Okay.
just had my console and stuff. I just knew how to like make an actual Twitch account, and that whenever I did it on my console, it just immediately go there. I didn't know there was a chat or anything. Because they would be watching and also like talking directly to me in like the Xbox party.
Ah, okay. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Okay. And
I
then
didn't know until they were like, yeah, there's people in chat talking about your gameplay. And I'm like, well, what do you mean?
Oh, really? So when did you incorporate the chat? Like when was the first time you incorporated a chat to a stream?
Think like a year afterwards when I got my laptop.
Mm. You're like,
'Cause it
oh yeah.
wasn't until like the end of that year where I realized that like a bunch of people were actually like watching me. And then I was like, well, I'm getting a laptop soon, so you know, figure that out. And then eventually I got a capture card to like make like overlays and stuff so I could actually see chat and stuff like that. And then eventually I started just fully streaming from my laptop with a second monitor. It was a terrible like dinosaur Dell laptop that barely worked. But like I would stream the game directly from the console and then into the laptop using the monitor. Oh, 1 second. Sorry, my Alexa was going off again. So for a while I was a console streamer with a shitty Dell laptop. And like the most low quality streams period, and then I started PNG tubing basically still on that laptop, and then like another year or two I was fucking trying to use VTube Studio on this laptop, which worked but barely. Like it was so like scuffed and low quality and would stutter. My laptop would blue screen all the goddamn time because it's not built for this shit. Like it was insane and very much scuffed, which is why I tell people allow yourself to be scuffed. You're not gonna start out, you know, on cloud nine. You have to like go through the trenches before you can get up there. Like, you know, there's always something to there's always some evolution to your journey. So like, you know, I've gone from streaming directly on an Xbox One console from like years prior to like being on a Dell laptop that I had like that was a hand me down for fucking years, and then you know it took me a year to buy the parts to my computer that I have now, and then two hand me downs that someone sold to me for like $50, and like the other one I got for free. Like, you know, it took me a year because I had to buy it piece by piece, slowly but surely, and then I built it myself. So it's like literally building from the ground up.
And computers aren't cheap. That's right, Bebel. They are
They
not.
sure
They
are not.
Um. Okay. Community growth. How has your community changed or grown since 2018? Are there any long-time supporters who've been with you a while since you started?
My community, I didn't even really have a community until like the past like 3 or so years. Like I had people that would pop in and stuff, but like I didn't really like give a fuck about making a Discord because like I didn't, just now starting like a couple years ago starting to take this seriously. So I didn't really have a community per se until like a couple years ago. But like I had like regular names I would see in chat and stuff like that, and I would be in other people's chat. But my community has changed, I think, in ways of like it's gotten a bit bigger. um I have like my one of my friends, Mao. He's been a long time like friend and supporter of just the streams. Like I've had friends now of like 2 and 3 years in this space, in this community. um but that's like, it hasn't changed in like too much of a way, but it's not a bad thing. I think my community has always been a place where people can vibe and be chill and have a safe space and be themselves. And I think it's always been like that. I think the only change that I have seen, to be honest, is a little bit more organized. It could be more organized, which is why I can't wait to use my new Discord server. But it's just grown. It's just grown, and a lot more people, know my name and stuff. That's kind of it.
Mm.
I think the community that's grown the most is the Twitter, my Twitter space, and then that's kind of it.
Mm. Okay. Let's talk about milestones.
Mhm.
Has there been any big milestones or accomplishments in your streaming career that had made you especially proud?
Oh, yes. So, my Twitch account, a huge milestone for that was 1,000. And I hit that, I'm pretty sure, like last year. I hit 1,000, and now we're on like borderline 3,000. I think I'm like, I don't know, 60. I don't even know actually. We're very close to 3K, which I didn't even think I would make it this goddamn far, period. And I know
Mm-hmm.
everyone says that, but I genuinely was like, this shit's gonna fail. I'm not about to make it that far. And we're about to hit like 3K. Um, I think I'm like 60 away, I think. But it's like that was a huge milestone. Hitting 1,000 on TikTok was a big milestone because I made a whole new account, stepping away from the one I made from cosplaying. And we're about to hit 2K on that. I think we just did hit 2K on TikTok. The Twitter was insane because my first account got suspended because I got mass reported by racist people. Um,
Oof.
the first account, and that was when I had like 3 or 2K or something like that, which was a huge hit because it took me forever to hit that. But when I made my new account, maybe it was a blessing in disguise because now we're at 9K, and I had the account for a year.
Damn.
It's been a year since I had that account. So the milestone on that one was 5K. Now we're borderline about to hit 10K, and like in a good little bit because I think I'm at 9.1. 10K was like a milestone I never thought I would hit. Like I had said this a bunch of times that when we hit 10K I would release merch, and that is happening sooner than I thought it was gonna be. So like that's a huge milestone. And then for me, hitting 300 on YouTube is a huge milestone because YouTube is hard as fuck.
Yep, YouTube
Because
is
I edit
very
my
hard.
own stuff. I do literally everything my own. The only time I got one, I got one video commission because I was so like going through the lowest of lows, a manic episode, but not one of the good ones, one of the fucking low ones. And I was like not feeling any of my content, anything, and I couldn't edit to save my life because I was like, bro, this just all sucks. So I had someone do That's Not My Neighbor edit for me for my stream, but like everything else I literally do myself, and it's very hard and difficult. So hitting 300 is small for a lot of people, huge for me.
Oh, that's huge. That is huge. That's not an easy feat. And like you're saying, growing on those other platforms is very difficult.
Pan.
Myself included. Like I'm experiencing that. So
Yeah,
Um,
I'm like, please, I need a manager or some shit. This is so difficult, but I'm not at the size where a manager makes much sense anyway. So
mhm. You are your
I have to
manager.
keep, yeah, I have to keep doing this shit. It's so difficult.
Nice. Let's talk about the industry changes. Twitch and streaming as a whole have changed a lot since 2018. How do you feel about the platform's evolution, and has it affected your approach to content?
Hmm. It's affected it in the sense where not hopping on trends is probably a little bit detrimental, because I know that when things are hot, they're hot, and people are like hopping on, like finding new creators and stuff that are also playing this brand new shiny thing. But I'm not one to always hop on like trends like that. But also the discoverability that Twitch gives, it's still hella saturated. Don't get me wrong. VTubing is hella saturated, but the discoverability on Twitch makes it like not as bad. Which is why you can't put all your eggs in one basket, which is why you have to grow other platforms.
Hmm.
Um, but I think that the way that it's changed has been bittersweet, because on one hand it's making it easier for smaller creators to um get out there with these new collaborative features that they put on, how to navigate the tags and stuff, things like that. It makes it like easier to get put up there, but also not all attention is good attention, and there's so many like freakazoids and like trolls and not the best people on Twitch that also find your little corner of the internet.
Hmm.
So it's been like trying to navigate without it's like trying to navigate without losing your core brand, because I've seen some people who started out being so genuine and like being themselves and being pretty like creators that I looked up to and really like turn into like just trending like lol cows and like cash cows and stuff like that, just to maintain their viewership kind of thing, if that makes sense. And
Yep.
it's like a sad thing, but then on the other hand I can't really blame them, because like get your bag, I guess. If it works, it works. But it's like I don't really want to have to do that just to get an semblance of like a higher viewer count kind of thing.
Yep.
So it's been tough, because like it's a roller coaster. It's not linear. It's a fucking roller coaster. So it's been
Hmm.
tough to deal with the lows, but it's been nice to navigate through the highs, because it hasn't only been low. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. Like, yeah, just gotta find your content, enjoy what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Blowing up overnight rarely happens, and even if it does, it
Yeah.
usually takes another creator to essentially give you their community and bubble you up on the
Yeah.
platform.
And also, controversial opinion, but probably not. I do not want to blow up overnight. You know how stressful that shit is and how much pressure that puts on you. You have to maintain that blow up and hope that you can keep that same formula. But then if you do that, everything you do seems repetitive and you end up losing it anyways. I don't want that.
Mhm.
I would like steady growth. Even if it's slow, I'm good. I'm chilling on that. It's
Yeah,
easier to manage. I
yeah,
could not, like, that's not what I'm looking for, kind of thing.
yeah. You're not gonna have the
But most
moderation
people are, so
team.
it's like,
You're not gonna have the
I can't.
moderation team. You're not gonna have the tools. You're not gonna have like,
Literally.
yeah. It's gonna be a
I'll take
challenge.
the steady growth. I'm good. I'd rather keep hitting milestone and milestone and milestone to get up there instead of hitting all of it at once. That's like, I'm good. And most people don't want that. Or most people want that. They don't want to wait. They want it to go overnight and they want to be instant success. But it's like you don't truly
It
want
doesn't
that, bro.
work like
Because
that.
once that happens, you're gonna literally be suffering. Good
Hmm.
luck, Charlie. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep. Or like you are essentially contract to another large streamer, and your revenue is
Mm-hmm.
forever going to have a large streamer tax associated with it.
Yep.
Yep. Um,
That's why I do a lot of my I don't do a lot of collaborations. I'm kind of picky when it comes to it, because I just don't. I'm a huge vibe checker. Like
mhm.
if the vibes even give me the semblance of ick, I'm like, no, I don't even want to risk that kind of thing. So and also I don't know. I'm like just picky about doing collabs. Like I'll do collabs with like a couple of my close friends before I try and like do a collab with a bigger streamer, even if their numbers are big. Like, I don't know. It's just like it's not always a good thing. So
Yep.
that's how I am.
Yep. Well, thank you for collabing with this cat. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I guess it's you're like, oh, it's a cat. uh, all right, I got one more question on my notes. Advice for new streamers. We usually go down this route anyways. Based on your experience, what advice would you give someone just starting streaming today? You know, somebody who was about to start today.
I think that on to go off what I was saying about people who want to do VTubing but content creation in general, do not put all your eggs in one basket. I'm gonna get close when I say this. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Grow other platforms. Don't just worry about streaming. Streaming is only part of it. You should focus on making YouTube videos. You should focus on trying to also do TikToks when you can. Do not put all your eggs in one basket. You will be disappointed. I say that you could start out with streaming so you're not overwhelming yourself and overloading yourself, but I do think it is very, very important that you try and grow these other platforms. Okay, I know some people that are huge on YouTube that barely get any CCV on streaming. I know people who are huge TikTokers and on Twitter that don't get that like big CCV on
I'm
streaming.
working on it,
I
Saucy.
think that I think that if you really want to make this content creation thing work, practice doing other platforms, whether it's a TikTok a week to start or a YouTube video every couple of weeks to start. Please just work on that. Grow your other platforms because you never know. If Twitch goes downhill, which it already has been, you don't want to only be banking on this. You want to have
True.
other things to back up on. And I think YouTube is a really good spot on top of like growing Twitter and stuff. That's very important. That is very important.
Yep. Oh, what are your thoughts on Kick?
It is full of awful people. I would never. It is like the price point, people look at it with money, with dollar signs in their eyes, but I understand that some people are easily swayed by money and can put away their morals for a good bag. No, looking at half the creators on that website, you got me fucked up. I'm good. I'd rather go down with Twitch or just hop onto YouTube than go to Kick. I'm sorry. That might make me whack. That's fine. I'll be whack. That's fine with me. I'm good.
You're
I'm sorry. Listen, I'm so sorry. I can't
I'm
do
just
it.
joking. But yeah, no, you are
I'm-
live on Kick. I do multi-streams.
That's fine.
I'm live on
Yeah,
Twitter. I am
know.
live on
I
Kick.
saw your
I'm
your,
live on Twitter.
What's it called? Your
My
tweet.
Tweet, yeah, yeah.
I can't do it.
I agree with you. The whole
Everything.
eggs in one basket. Yep.
Yeah, everything that I've seen from like Kick is just like a bunch of terrible creators that just do insane things that like just for views and stuff. Like all
That's
the
true,
big
Beppo.
ones, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Isn't Kick basically Twitch with Twitter vibes? It's like you have to remember the big champions on Kick are Aiden Ross,
Yeah.
Trainer XTV,
Jesus.
XQC. So those are the communities that mostly proliferate that platform. Which, by the way, those communities are on Twitch too. It's just
Yeah.
there's just more. It's just more isolated, I'll say, type of thing. So.
Yeah.
And then on the VTuber side of the house, it's just like, Kick, we're supposed to go into our VTuber corner and just stay there. Like, I've
Yeah.
been in Just Chatting and the admins put me in VTuber. Or I've been, like, I had a project where I had bikini babes in my project. And so I went into the pools and hot tubs categories for the lol, and I did that on Kick. Yeah, they
Mhm.
put me in VTubers. They just put me
Yeah.
right back to my corner. So it's kind of
Yeah, I
interesting.
refuse. Hell no. Hell no. So I have no intentions of going over there. Even if Twitch kicks the bucket, I'm probably good, you know.
Mm.
But like, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Content creation is more than just one platform. Honestly, genuinely, like, that's why I've been trying to take this seriously the past couple of years and like trying other things. It's exhausting. Don't get me wrong. Like keeping up with all these different trends, all these different platforms can be exhausting, but like no pain, no gain. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Bebo says the thing is, everyone's complaint about Kick is that they allow people to say and do what they want, as if they have the First Amendment. In my opinion, that's pretty based. It's so hard to whine about Kick's moderation on a platform whose moderation is 100 times worse.
Yeah, I won't complain about like if other people want to use it, that's fine. I just won't use it and I stay in my lane. That's just how I am.
No, I need there to be competition. I need Twitch to have competition because, like you're saying, like if the ship goes down, we're fucked. But also, it's just they'll get emboldened to give us less. Like we as the creators,
Yeah.
like 50-50 sucks. Like it
Yes,
don't
it
feel good.
does.
It doesn't feel good at
Mhm.
all. And the fact that we're getting more ads and more ads and more ads, and we as creators haven't really seen much of an improvement in our income because of that. Like, and we don't like the ads. Like, it doesn't feel
Yeah.
good. So there needs to be competition.
Yeah, and that's very understandable. I already know that the paying out from Twitch is ass. So that's why I don't fully rely on just like subs and ad stuff. I have like different third parties that like, you know, like stream loots and like people if they want to directly donate and stuff, you know, I have things like that. So, you know, the price point is for me for Kick the only selling point. And it's honestly morally or not, it's just not enough for me given
that-
everything else.
Yep. And
I
then
don't like the vibes.
Smokescreen brought up a good point. Trust and safety at Twitch has two high-ranking people that may or may not hate VTubers. That's very much
Yeah.
believable. Yep. And then Beppo says, you know, there's more streaming platforms than Twitch, YouTube, and Kick. Yes, we are live. I am live on X. And then Ultimation says, EU will probably do some stunt about a monopoly with Twitch, Amazon at some point. They'll have done with every other company, but that is a political thing we probably shouldn't get into.
Probably.
Everyone other than Dan. No, I think Dan just doesn't give a fuck. Like,
Yeah. Dan is too busy looking at the hot tubs and pools category all the time. Literally, he literally outed himself on stream about the kinds of
covered it.
streamers that he follows. So
we covered it. Yep, we covered it.
so he's too busy looking at them to give a fuck.
Yeah, he's hoping to get
It's
into
just
OTK
true.
soon. That's essentially what's going.
Yeah, like I'm an avid Twitch user, but I'm not like delusional about Twitch and like whether it's good or bad. I'm not delusional. I just don't have the energy to try and fucking not convert, but also be on Kick. That's too no. I'm good. I'm good.
This
I'll keep
interview's-
trying to work on my platforms, and if if this ship sinks, I'll think about it. Probably won't. I'll probably move somewhere else, but you know.
Now this interview is pretty based. Yeah, it's Circuit's a pretty based person. She's pretty unfiltered. Calls it like she sees it. And Smokescreen, she did tell us she is on the spectrum. She is a high functioning autistic. And you know, you can sense those attributes, which is one of the, like honesty, like brutal honesty is an attribute that's honestly seen in a lot of people that are high functioning autistic. And you can sense
Yeah,
it
it's
with
the
you.
part of the no filter kind of thing.
Yep, the no filter.
I
It's
just have
out
to
the
be
mouth.
able to sometimes say it in a nicer way, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. All right. Did we get the last questions I had? Oh yeah, we did the advice. We did the advice. My TP people. Yeah, yeah. You can go hang out with It's Circuit. She's pretty based. Yeah, she's good friends with Candy Zeus too, which you know, Candy Zeus is an amazing content creator too. Um, all right, this part of the stream, I open it up to questions from the chat. Gatos and Zaplings. Any questions for your streamer? Anything you want to know about its circuit? Any questions? I'll think of a silly question so they can type something up. If you had an IRL superpower, what would be your IRL superpower?
Electrokinesis, because I think that power set is really cool. Not to be biased, because it's literally in my VTuber, but electrokinesis, I want to be able to charge my phone holding it in my hand. I just think electrokinesis is sick. I don't want to read people's mind. I'm good. I am good on that. Also, if I had like regular like telekinesis or something, I would like break something like badly. But electrokinesis is sick. I want that.
Smokescreen 690 wants to know, what do you think about cats having over 14 kittens and not paying for child support? He's asking for a friend, apparently.
Listen, it's hard out here. Maybe they just don't have it. But also, don't be having all them kittens if you can't afford it. Don't be having all them kittens if you can't afford it in this economy.
True. True. Oh, yep. 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 Also promised chat 4090s and didn't get good at. Bro, I'd never promised you all 4090s. Never. Never. Do you hear that, Gato? Okay, if you're given a button that could do anything, what would it do, says Geofracture Games?
Make sure I can live comfortably for the rest of my life. I want to be able to do stuff without stressing if I can eat next month and just live normally. I don't even have to live extravagantly. I just want to live comfortably for the rest of my life. That's it. I don't want to, you know, I'm a simple person. I'm a simple they, them. I don't ask for that much. I don't ask for much. I just want to be comfortable. I just want to be able to just live stress-free just for a little bit. You know what I mean? That's kind of it.
So a free ATM button.
I guess so.
Yeah, money does
But like,
does solve a lot of problems. So one sec, my tracking throws. Okay, there we go.
I just want to be able to live comfortably and do stuff I want without like just mega stressing, you know? I'm not like a materialistic person. I just want to be able to get my necessities through or get my necessities covered so I can just focus on other things that I want to do without like constantly being stressed out to the point of getting sick. Because I can't even tell you how many times I've stressed myself out into being sick because I have a chronic illness. So it's like, fuck, you know? I just want to be relax. Make sure I have my meds and stuff every month and my transfusions every 6 months without worry.
You want to talk about that for a moment?
Oh, so I have sickle cell anemia. And it's gotten kind of severe the past couple of years. I have to have transfusions every 6 months, and that doesn't always happen. But it puts an immense strain on my body, a lot. And people think that, you know, just being cold and having like joint pains is just one aspect of it. It's a lot more than that. So I struggle with that on a daily basis. Some days are a lot better than other days, and other days are awful.
That's rough.
Yeah, it is, especially when I don't get my meds on time. It's a lot of stress. And sometimes I can't always afford to get the transfusions, even with my insurance and stuff. So it's like it's a lot of stress. I would like to just be able to live comfortably and be able to get those on time.
Yep.
And when I get very stressed, I get sick, basically. And skin flare-ups too from my psoriasis. It's a lot. It's a lot. I be going through it.
Someone give her the button. Exactly. Exclamation. Exactly. Like, I just want to live comfortably. Yep. Yep. That's definitely. Oof. Also, that's another
Yeah.
common story with creators. Is like a lot of them can't maintain full-time jobs just based on their
Yeah.
conditions and stuff, but because of that, they're able to, like, Twitch gives them an avenue, one, to pursue their passion, and two, make some passive income to try to help their situation. Um, actually, Twitch has I'm gonna go figure that out for you and I'll send it to you. But there's like if you're literally legally disabled, um,
Mhm.
there's a creator guild for that on Twitch, which actually helps. They're helping promote those creators up in the algo. So I will try to find more information on that because I know a creator right now
I
who's part
think
of
I
that.
saw that on Twitter actually. I think I saw someone post that they got accepted. I'm pretty sure. I think
Yeah,
so.
I'll see if I can find something because I definitely need to learn about that.
Yeah.
To be able to spread the word. Spread the word. Okay. Um, any other questions for this streamer before we say bye to YouTube? Any other questions for this streamer before we say bye to YouTube? I'll think of another one. If you could travel anywhere, money's not an issue. Where would you travel to?
Seoul, Korea or Sweden?
Okay. Why?
Korea, I am like I watch a lot of travel vlogs, but there's so many like restaurants and places in the scenery in South Korea that are like so beautiful. Also, it will give me an excuse to learn more Korean and stop procrastinating that. But um being a K-pop stan has gotten me into a lot of other things with Korean culture, like watching K-dramas and like getting into the foods and the different cultures of it beyond just the music that are very interesting that people just kind of write off because they just only really care about the music and not really the culture. But Korean culture is like it's so fascinating to watch. Like I avidly like watch like especially the food. The food is like a big thing. I'm so into the food. Like I watch like these Korean cooking YouTube channels all the time. I've even tested out a couple recipes myself. I even tried to make mochi from scratch, which it worked sort of kinda. It was edible and it honestly didn't taste too bad. But, kind of looked scuff. But like stuff like that, I think that Seoul especially is like the the heart kind of South Korea. It's the place that's the most known. It has the most like tourist attractions and like
Mhm.
even if I don't speak Korean, I could probably like get by there. You know what I mean? And then Sweden for the food and the scenery as well. I would like to go there. It's beautiful. Beautiful. I watch a lot of travel vlogs. That and then Albania is also beautiful
Yep.
and walkable. All three of those places are walkable,
Yep. Okay. Yeah, they're
especially Korea.
walkable and have public transportation, unlike America.
Yup.
Yep.
Quiet. I get left alone. I don't have to deal with the immense racism. And they might, never seen a black person before, but I can get by with that. I'm good. I will get left alone. It'll be nice. I'm good. I would like to go there. Honestly, I would like to move there.
Yeah, Americans aren't getting a good rap in South Korea right now. Because of
Yeah,
certain.
because of fucking what's his name, Johnny Somali. That guy,
Yep.
bruh.
Yep. Yep.
All y'all have to do is just not be stupid. It's free too, just to not be dumb. It's so easy. Maybe you could just not. You don't have to. Sometimes you could just stop.
What's up,
It's insane.
Hayoden? What's going on? I see you, Hayoden, on Kick. How are you doing? How are you? I'm interviewing my friend. It's Circuit. All right. Ultimation wants to know, what are you holding?
Oh, it's my popsicle. It's the popsicle of my VTuber pet Fritz. He's a bird. He's a canary. Mhm.
That's
So I'm a
cute.
VTuber pet.
And then
I can show him. I think it'll
wait.
take me away, but I can show him if you want to see
Yeah,
him.
show your pet. Show your pet.
Yeah, so this is also a little spoily, but I'm okay with this one too. This is Fritz. He is my scouting canary.
He's cute. He kind of looks like a mix of a chocobo. Yeah.
He's my electric canary. And these are his cookies that he likes a lot.
No, thank you, Hayoden. We don't need that. We're good. We're doing an interview and we're having a good time. Um, all
So
right.
I got an ice pop in the shape of him because it's very cute.
Gotcha.
But
And then
there's some lore behind him too. He is my scouting canary. Oh, I have to take
he's
my
so
thingy off.
cute. Yep. And then Beppo wanted to know, he says, I'm assuming we already covered who made the model. We did, but that's okay. Can you cover your model one more time for
Mhm.
Beppo? It's circuit.
Oh, so Dee Dee the Wizard is my model mama. She's made my past 3 different iterations.
Do you mind
Um,
typing it in the chat?
oh yeah. Hold on.
But
She
you gave her a really good concept, right? Or like a
Yeah, so I have designed all my stuff. She's helped with like adding like little details because she has like a good eye for like adding her own little spin on things, and I love giving her creative freedom whenever she wants. But I do all my different designs. I can't draw, so I give her like detailed Pinterest mood boards and edits and stuff, and like a wall of text to go off of when she draws it. But yeah, I've been working with her for like almost 2 years now. She's done my past 3 models. I can show them too if you would like.
sure.
She's done.
That is a super
I have
cool
to
model.
find.
Very
She's done.
on
This is the
brand.
first iteration of Circuit. She's done this one. Oh, that is not the right outfit. There we go. Yeah, so she's done this iteration of Circuit. This was the first iteration that she helped me with. She helped me a little bit with this one design because I couldn't decide a couple of the things that I wanted.
Beppo
And
says
then this
them
outfit.
hips don't lie.
Yeah. Um, so this was the very first Circuit. And she came out with this transition of getting hit by lightning when I swap outfits, which has been like my favorite part of all of this. Um, and then the one that I currently use is this one that we saw earlier, which I designed this one myself too. And then the new one that I had with the popsicle where is the new design. So she's done all of those ones. I've worked with her for a little bit. She's amazing. She does um black hair and just black features very well. Um she's amazing. How did I design it? So basically what I do, I also really love fashion. It's another one of my special interests. It's fashion, clothing design, styling, like all that kind of stuff. So I can't draw, but I have like multiple. So what I do is like I have a whole mood board like for when I want a specific hairstyle done, different like references with like my own sketching, not like sketching, but like circling and stuff, of like elements that I want or stuff that I want specifically. And if I really can't find a reference for what I see in my head, then I'll send her like a very scuffed, like terrible sketch. But I make like Pinterest mood boards, like not on Pinterest, but like Pinterest is where I get my inspiration from. And then I just like make a mood board on like Canva with like writing, and then like I also send her a paragraph describing what I want if I can't exactly find it. And working with her is amazing because like she captures it every time. Every time.
Yep, those
I think I
arms.
honestly have some examples of my mood boards. Pretty sure I have a whole folder.
Yep, North Star noticed those arms, and then Beppo says that's one thing you don't see much of is girls who like their models to be muscular.
Oh yeah. I sent you some examples of like the stuff that I sent her, not including like the literal wall of text that I'll send her to. Yeah, I went with the muscular route just because honestly, I didn't really have it. I just wanted some more definition than being like stick thin, you know? Thought the muscles were nice. So that's why I went with the muscles. and it's just been um what's it called, a staple, I guess, throughout all the design iterations.
Okay, let me shrink you down, which I have Firefox in the background. So this is, she sent us a picture of like, this is the concept board that you sent your model maker.
Yeah, so stuff like that. And then for like more other details that I had added, like toggles and like smaller details that like I can't really find a base reference for, me and her literally just talk back to back and just type about like details, and then she'll make a concept sketch based off of what I send her, and then we make changes based on that. So this is for the new one, the one I was using earlier with the different hair.
Okay, and then like, did you do the clothing sketch or you found that sketch?
So that was based off an art piece that I got a little bit ago, and that was the artist that did the art piece wanted to do like a custom outfit, because I wanted to do the outfit like similar to the one with the girl with the bat, but I wanted it to be like circuit core, you know, like my own thing. So that's from a different artist, but I loved it so much that I wanted to turn it into an outfit, an alternate outfit for the second one.
Oh, and I
And
see.
so with the necklace and stuff, I like spliced like the necklace base, but also like the daisy, because a daisy is like a staple thing in my lore too, that kind of thing.
Yep, I see your boots in this one.
Yes, I wanted the boots so badly. I love those boots. Even before I made this design, I fucking love those boots, but they don't have my size, so I can never own them. But, I fucking love those boots.
Boom says Pinterest is so good for finding ideas and building a library of references for images.
Yes.
Yep, and there's
I
your...
even help my friends with their own stuff when they can't think of designs. I'm like, okay, bet. Give me a concept. I'll make like 3 Pinterest mood boards for you. You figure out what you want.
Those some Mad Max boots. Yeah, those are pretty badass.
I love the boots so much.
Yeah, and then there's your emanating power throughout your body.
Yeah. I wanted to keep it badly.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Thank you.
All right, any other questions for this creator before we say bye to YouTube? Any other questions? Let me get back to being big. I'll give it a moment. I'll give it a moment. All right, I think we'll say bye to YouTube. So it's the same as when we said hi. So HIYT. Let's get HIYT in the chat. Let's say bye to YouTube in the chat, everyone, if you don't mind. And we will do our big outro. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. All right, I'm gonna link all of its circuits, socials below. So make sure you guys follow its circuit across all those. Also, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and support us both.